Happy Saturday afternoon, bright and early, 12 noon. I have been up since 6:30 this morning, getting ready, doing all the things, houseworking, catch up from this last past week. I put the comments on the screen so that everybody can see. I always liked it to be blank so that everybody can see. I always liked it to be. Let me turn mute on my cell phone. Now, I'm doing the fine detail right now. There we go. I don't necessarily need to see myself. As long as the camera's fine, I need to refer over to the chat. And in StreamYard, I can make the chat bigger. Michael just hopped on. Hello, I won't be doing any typing in here, but what I want to do is I want to see where all my links are. I don't know if any of you on here have StreamYard. Did you know that it seems as though the dashboard is a little bit off? And it's just not the same as it was last weekend. So bear with me a second as I try to figure this out. StreamYard, come on, work with me. There we go. Copy it. I wanted to do something a little bit different today and have, I don't know, a round table of sorts, if you will. And I know my friend Michael doesn't like it. There's Amy tuning in from Vegas and Patricia Butler. Well, thank you. Lisa says, my hair looks pretty today. It's always pretty. This is nothing. This is what I went to bed with, and I woke up this way. I did run an actual comb, a wide tooth comb, through my hair today because I knew I was going to be on a live. Didn't curl it, didn't do anything to it. But thank you for the compliment. Everybody's saying hello to everybody while I'm making my screen big and still figuring out all the things. I'm going to put this in here for anybody that wants to hop on. Feel free to. And like I said, I know my friend Michael does not like panels, but I wanted to do something a little bit different for catch up. I asked ChatGPT. You guys know I'm not a superstar when it comes to all this technology of sorts. So I asked ChatGPT to make me a thumbnail that says, let's catch up. And it had people sitting around a table. It asked for my picture. So I uploaded my picture. And it had people with wine glasses, steak, and a bottle of ketchup. Whatever. So then I had to quick change it to have the thumbnail that brought you all here with me today. Hooray. I use just this Gemini that's included with my phone. Nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. I heard Lewis say that he got some type of a deal for 6 months and $9. Where can you get that from, Lewis? How much do you guys pay for ChatGPT? Do you pay for it? Like I said, mine comes from Gemini, which is, and I use the Android. I don't have a Mac. I do have a Mac product. I won it years ago, and it just serves as for me to run people's videos for them. It just sits in the bedroom and just runs videos all the time. So that's my Mac abilities. And Lance is here. Good afternoon, Lance. Lance, I apologize when Rick said earlier that you were on at 11 o'clock. I always take it as Central Time. My bad. So I got off of Rick's to come on to yours at 11 o'clock. But you must be a different time zone than me. Hey, Barbara's here too. So I saw maybe 3 minutes of North Dakota Lance's video, and then it cut off, and I'm thinking, shoot, I need to follow the directions better. I have you on an update that pops up for notifications. I have everybody. Sometimes YouTube does not notify. It doesn't. Okay, here's Amy. Amy says, here, I paid $30 a month for Grok, but that's what I use to make the AI videos. Once I'm done doing the Avengers, I'll quit it. So Grok does your AI. I can't wait. Amy, I got to tell you this first. Oh my Lanta. Okay. Robin, you're doing Robin's Avenger next. Here's a little FYI about her. She likes the 1940s vibe. I was in a chat with her, and that's what she said. She wished if she could go back in time, she would do 1940s. Because I said, I, liking back to my childhood, would like to do a 1960s, the old trad, as they call it, TRAD, traditional. That's all it stands for, traditional 1960s. You know, when your dad went off to work and you had one vehicle and you walked to school and you walked to the store with $5 and you got a big bag of groceries and a pack of cigarettes because your parents wrote the note to give my daughter a pack of Bel Air cigarettes. My mother used to save those coupons on the back of Bel Air to get stuff. Let's catch up with the chat. Okay, Amy says she also gets Gemini with Google Workspace. Interesting. And Anna's here. Welcome, Anna. Like, make sure I catch up. I got Donna and Lisa here early this morning. Michael, thank you for coming. Patricia, I thank you for being here. Of course, Amy. I hope you're enjoying your time in Vegas, Amy, and the wedding and all the doings, all the things. North Dakota Lance, welcome. I'm terribly sorry again, Lance, that I only caught 3 minutes. I have to be a little more timely next week. So is it 10 o'clock Central that you would be on then, Lance? I'll wait for your answer while I'm reading the chat. Here we go. Rick talks in Eastern time. There's my answer. I am on at 10 a.m. Central. My apologies. I will remember that for next week. I will. We meet again, says Lance to Anna. And Amy saying that she went to go to get on Barbara's Live at 1 o'clock Vegas time and the stream ended. So I was disappointed. Hey, and Spanky's here. Hello, Spanky. I'm surprised you're not out golfing. How's the weather up in your neck of the woods in Vulcan? I don't have that fancy schmancy stuff that can do the weather like Amy has on hers. I am doing well. Spanky, it's so good to see you. Okay, Amy. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Our plane trip was a disaster. A part fell off. We had to wait 2 hours for the mechanic to come. We left 3 hours late, and we got here at 5 a.m. yesterday. Knock it off. No. Amy saying, Lance, go Vegas Nights. Wow. Well, the Vegas Nights were on fire last night. Lance, we were at a wedding here in Vegas, and my brother-in-law was watching it at our table. During the wedding? Or on his device, probably. Donna Ray is in the house. Hello, Donna Ray. Let me hit my cough button and cough. Pardon me 1 second. I do that because I use those OSHA devices. And I know people make fun of me, but that's all I have at work. Let's get Donna on the screen. Hello, Donna.
Hi. I had to come in my bedroom, but I'm here.
That's good. Good afternoon to you. What's going on, girly?
Oh, not too much. I did the challenge with Aaron a little while ago,
Good.
and that's about it. I've just been resting. I'm gonna get ready to make dinner pretty soon. I don't know how long I'll stay on, but I'll see what I have to. What you're talking about here?
I appreciate you being on here. I figured I would do something a little bit different. I think Thomas calls it a round table. So I thought,
Yeah.
well, I'll throw it on there and hear what you guys have to say. What are you cooking for dinner?
I'm having shredded chuck roast, with some bacon gravy that I make.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that looked wonderful. I saw that video for sure.
yeah,
Your videos you have to see. You just can't listen to because it's an instructional. It's a recipe video.
yeah.
Where
Well, it's not really a recipe. It's just you put what you like together in a pan, and everybody makes it the way they want. I It's not, if you want more bacon in it, put more. If you want something else, whatever. I just telling people, just it's not rocket surgery.
and see, I'm not one to
It
add
works.
any gums, Donna, or any additives or thickeners. I've
Yeah,
passed that from my old life.
I only use that in a couple of things. I think I put it in the ice cream, like about a quarter of a teaspoon or something. But and there's a couple of things, but not much. But
Now,
yeah, you're right. Back in the keto days, and I don't use almond flour or anything like that now, but I still have it in the cupboard, but I don't use it.
me too. I'll keep the almond flour in the freezer in the deep freeze just in case I have somebody coming over and I have to keto-fy a recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you use it in your ice cream, the guar gum?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's two, and I keep confusing them, but I'm pretty sure it's guar gum in the ice cream, just a little bit, and it's optional.
And I heard that
The ice cream
from
isn't Dr. Kiltz's. It's made out of butter and not cream, butter and egg yolks, but no cream.
oh, interesting.
Every time. Huh?
Interest. No cream in the ice cream.
No, butter
I
and
have
egg yolk.
I have not
Well,
tried it. I've only made it with the egg yolks and the cream
of
and
course,
maybe
butter is made of cream. So
of
if you
course.
think of it that way, right?
Of course. Have you done
Just
that
comes out the
recipe?
perfect consistency. It never comes out, sometimes in the creamy, machine that I use. If you use Dr. Kiltz's, sometimes it comes out like powdery, and but this has never come out bad.
Interesting. I have not invested in one of those. I still have the Cuisinart where you freeze the container.
Oh yeah, yep.
If I do make that, I'll make the first batch for me to eat and then freeze it separate. It's very hard. You have to take it out and have it softened beforehand.
uh,
And the dogs, and then I'll add the sweetener in for Jack at the end and give it to him that way. It's scoopable at that point. But I've never added the guar gum, and I heard that from Serious Keto, Steve.
oh yeah, yeah. It's just a little bit. It's optional, but I put it in.
They say it keeps it scoopable all the time, even if it's in the dead freezer, dead solid. Is that true?
Well, it makes it thick. It thickens it up, more. Yeah. But with the creamy recipe, you got to use the machine every time you want to use it, though. You put it in the freezer for 24. It's supposed to be 24 hours, but it doesn't really have to be that long. And then you put it in the machine to make it ice cream consistency, because otherwise it's pretty hard. But it always comes out ice cream. You can use a scoop. It's like hard scoop ice cream.
And then you do the second spin for that, where it goes from the powder to the creamy, correct?
No, I don't. It doesn't come out powdered the first time. It just comes out creamy. Yep.
Interesting. I watched Terry Least, and she's right now doing a carnivore diet, primarily meat based. And she does a creamy every night. She makes it with the keto chow.
Oh, okay. I've never used keto chow. I never even had any, so I don't know. I don't
How
make it
about
every sure,
Equip?
but
Have you ever tried the Equip, Donna?
try the what?
It's called Equip, EQUIP.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Is it a bean or is it a flavoring?
it's the keto chow version of keto chow, except primarily with the beef protein. Keto
No.
chow makes a beef protein, and it's flavored with stevia or unflavored. Either or you can buy with keto chow. But Equip has a product that people make in the creamy as well.
Nope, I've never tried it. I never even heard of it. But I'm pretty happy with my ice cream. So
Excellent. I have got to try that with the just butter and egg yolks, though. Now you've got me intrigued. Now, for the
yeah.
next 3 days, I'm doing the fasting with Erin and Barbara and other ladies from Barbara's channel.
Oh, I'm gonna be doing sardines. I'm eating the last of my pot chuck roast today, and I'm gonna be going on sardines for a few days again.
I love sardines too. I do. Do you do it just plain or do you add any mustard or any
Yeah, I add
seasoning?
I make a mustard sauce. It's made out of bacon grease or bacon fat. Um, what do you call that? Vanilla, apple cider vinegar, and mustard.
Hmm. I like a little tang with mine too. I like them okay. They're fine plain. In a pinch, I'll have them at work.
I just
But
mash it up in the plate and put the sauce over it. Oh, and I also put bacon pieces in too.
oh, interesting. It sounds delicious. I every week I make 4 pounds of bacon religiously, and the people at work say, "How can you eat bacon all day? How can't you eat
I
bacon
know
every day?"
bacon makes everything better.
I want to address whoever just popped in the house here right now. Mason's here. A Mason, Alicia. Hello, how are you? Everybody's chatting amongst themselves. Fabulous. And there's Mr.
Hi,
Rick.
Mason. I didn't hear who else. Amy, I guess. Hi, Amy.
Alicia's here and Rick popped in. I know Rick has got some things to do outside, so he said he was going to be listening in while he's doing things. Welcome, Rick. Thanks for listening in. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And Spanky's saying hello to Rick and to Milton.
Ah, I
Milton
can see the
wasn't
chat.
too sassy
Oh,
today.
I can make it bigger.
Yeah, you look good. You're in the screen. You look fine. I got a
I should have
Christmas tree
taken
over here.
one different color, same color as the wall. I'm sitting here. Should I change shirts? Oh wait, I won't.
Me too. And I get my background, my colors in my house is all beige or just the neutral tones, and that's from real estate because everything goes with it. If I need a new couch, it fits in right away. It's a beige background.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's my house too, pretty much. But I'm wearing the exact same color. It looks kind of weird on the screen, but yeah, whatever, right?
It looks like you're looking down. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I am. I'm looking at my iPad.
Oh, gotcha. Is
Yeah,
that an
it's
Apple product?
pointed up. The camera's pointed up. It does look weird, doesn't it? Oh well.
Do you use
My
thumbnails? Have
husband's
you?
watching TV. That's why I came in here.
Gotcha. I started the segment with thumbnails. Do you make thumbnails using AI?
Oh, for my live, I do, or I was, but now I think it wants me to buy the plus. So I don't know because it gets slower and slower every time I do it. And it says if you need it quicker, buy plus. But I was using AI just for the live ones, and then for the other ones, I just choose a frame out of the video and take a screenshot of it. I don't know how to.
Well,
thumbnails otherwise.
Yesterday
Hopefully I knew it was.
when I popped on, I knew that you were alive, so I went into the bathroom because that's the only place I can communicate. And
Oh
then I
yeah, I
said,
remember you came in.
"Happy birthday, Donna," and that's what
Okay.
you talked about.
Okay, Jerry, it's not my birthday. Um, this is what happened. I came in under the thumbnail that said May 8th, come chat with me. And I don't know if when you came in or not, if you looked, I had a toddler on my lap.
Hmm.
She touched the screen, touched a button or something, threw me off air for about 40 seconds. So I'm in a rush to get back on, and I hit the wrong. I had one all prepared for next week when it is my birthday, and I hit that one. And so everybody, the rest of the night was coming in, happy birthday. And I had to explain it's not my birthday. I just hit the wrong thumbnail because I had to try to get back on as soon as I could.
Are the kids still there, or did they go home?
No, I was at their house and I came home.
Gotcha. Yeah, I can't see when I do it. All I do is listen at work.
Yeah.
I see Annabelle's here in the house. Annabelle, good to see you, and I'm so glad that you're feeling better. Excellent. And Anna, and Annabelle are here, both the Annas. Everybody's still talking to everybody, which is good. Amy wants to go to the Heart Attack Grill. Amy, you got to do a video from there. We're dying to see it.
I went to
Donna,
Las Vegas last June and we went there.
did you watch the video?
I just went to visit it, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video yesterday with Dan and Lewis at the restaurant?
No. I'll have to look for it.
Yeah, they were on at 5:15 my time, and they were at an all-you-can-eat meat restaurant, of course, and it was good. It was fun. You heard a lot of the smacking, so of course I commented that, hey, this is a carnivore mukbang video. They were just eating, but it was good, lively conversation. It started slow, couple of people on, and then the momentum picked up.
Oh, wow.
It was good. So, Amy, you got to do that at the Heart Attack Grill. Get your camera out and start doing that when you go down there.
Yeah. There's a zip line in that area too. I couldn't do it we had planned to do it.
Ooh.
But even for Las Vegas, I was there in an extra hot heat wave, even for Las Vegas. So you really couldn't do anything outside. But yeah,
Ooh.
if Amy, if you might love to do that, it comes in it's in two levels. You can go the higher one or the higher, longer one, or the shorter, not as tall one.
I always say that I really fear nothing except heights.
Oh,
So I would not do that. But Donna, it sounds like you're game to do any of those things.
pretty much. I don't think I'd ever jump out of a plane or anything, but yeah, I did zip line over, or not over Niagara Falls, but at Niagara Falls, over the river towards the falls.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah,
I bet it was. Lance is telling Amy that the Heart Attack Burger people need to teach them how to make a proper Heart Attack Burger, Amy.
I don't know if they do better than Rick or not. I doubt it.
I doubt it. Rick's is
I didn't eat
so
there.
good. It's
There's
so
a great
good.
big huge
It's so
scale
moist.
outside, and if you weigh over so much, you can eat for free.
Rick just said that. See if they have the scale outside.
Yep.
Annabella is having a flare up of pain right now. Oh, I'm so sorry, Annabella. Oh, Amy's saying, call the carnivore police because she ate a tomato and a small salad last night.
Oh.
And she may have had a drink at the bar. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. With Scorpion Bowl? That's the last drink I've had in my life, and that was a while, 2 or 3 years ago.
You know that expression, when in Vegas, right, Donna? Who cares?
Yeah. No,
Live your
actually, I
best
stayed
life.
right on Carnival when I was in Vegas, but yeah, but I've been off it before.
And Spanky said that he had an ice cream drumstick treat. My husband loves those drumsticks. I refuse to buy him any more ice cream. No more. No, I he just has to stop with the sugar addiction. So if I don't buy it, he goes to Bloomer 10 miles away and goes to Dairy Queen and gets that disgusting. It's not even ice cream.
Yeah, I never was a Dairy Queen fan, but
Mm-mm.
my husband is really big into ice cream too, but he's got used to not having it when he, I'll make it the way I make it sometimes for him, but not every night or anything.
Can he tell the difference?
Between I don't know.
The ice cream that
I only make vanilla, so I don't know. He used to
right.
eat Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia. That's what he used to eat all the time. Yeah, he hasn't had that in a long time, very long time.
The mix-ins that they Blizzard they call them at Dairy Queen, that's just got nothing but all that sugar laden disgusting things in the inside.
Yep.
Not appealing to me whatsoever, not at all.
Hi, Aaron. See her in there.
Aaron, yay, Aaron, welcome, Aaron. I haven't gotten that far.
Oh,
Mason's asking Mason's asking if Amy is still in Vegas. Yep, yes, she is. Just trying to do catch up here. Annabella. Mason is saying, Annabella, feel better, sweetie. Good. Okay, I think I caught up. I am not as good as Rick. That's why I have to post the comments right on the screen. So I feel like Rick, but I'm not like Rick at all. Oh, Spanky says, I love a, what kind of a Blizzard score?
or
What score? What is score?
isn't it like a toffee candy bar, Banky?
Isn't it
There's
like,
another candy bar that's like it too, and I
is that
think
like a
it's
Heath bar? Is that the same thing? Heath?
yeah.
Do they still make Heath bar or do they call it score now?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's been so long since I had a candy bar. Long time.
Yeah,
I
it
do
just
remember
tastes
the
the same.
last time I had, I don't know, let's say a Hershey Kiss. It was something that was the standard American Diet candy and chocolate. And it just tasted like pure wax, as though I was biting a candle. It was so waxy.
Yeah,
Not good.
no. Oh, I remember when I was in Las Vegas last year. I didn't get one, of course, and they were like $10. It's ridiculous, but it's these great big s'mores. Like these, it was inside. I think New York, New York, if I'm not mistaken. Huge s'mores, and I think they were like $10, but I wouldn't have got one anyway. But if you're gonna get off for a week, you might want one of them. You're gonna get sick,
Wow.
probably.
And
Yeah.
is it ice
I
cream
was I was
flavored though?
amazed at the size of these things. Huh?
Is it ice cream flavored, this thing you're speaking of,
No,
or
it's just
marshmallows?
chocolate bar, marshmallow, and graham cracker.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Amy, I think it's in New York, New York, right when you first go in.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think Amy's coming back until Tuesday. I thought she said she, she has her show is pre-recorded for tomorrow night.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, today I have to head out to get the shoes that I picked up for my new work shoes, composite. They're too hard. The leather is too hard. And it's still, after a week of wearing them, it still hasn't softened up yet for a comfort factor. They fit okay, but it's not soft enough. So I think I'm going to go back and get the softer leather with the composite toe.
Yeah.
Traditional. I don't wear steel toed because steel toes are too heavy, but a composite's just fine. And I didn't want to take the camera out and do that all over again. I thought, I'll do a round table, and here you are.
Can I put in a plug for my channel?
Absolutely.
So quick, really quick.
Yeah.
All right,
Please.
so my birthday's next Friday. 6 weeks ago I set up a goal to get my first 500 subscribers by then, and I'm only short about 27 as of when I came on here. So if anybody wants to subscribe to me at Bacon Runner, I'd really appreciate it and love it. And I have lives every Friday night at 7:00.
Every night, every Friday night.
Every Friday night at 7.
Yeah. Correct. Okay, excellent.
If you 5 whenever, but yeah.
If
all right, I'm done. I thought I'd see if I could put that in there.
No, please.
That's all I need to make the first goal.
By all means, does anybody
Friday?
Is anybody free that wants to please put down in the chat Donna's channel so that people can click on if they haven't already subscribed? I'd like to believe we're all the same friends on all the chats.
I think so. I'm looking at it, and you probably are, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Yep. I'm so close. If I wasn't close, I wouldn't bother, but I'm so close.
Oh, so close. Yeah, if somebody can please hit Donna's channel down below in moderators down below, I would appreciate it.
Somebody will put it in.
Yeah, somebody will put that in.
Alicia might do it, or Aaron, or not put you on the spot.
Yeah, let's see.
Can I type in it at Bacon Runner?
I just made Aaron a moderator right now too. I can't believe I didn't have Aaron as a moderator. I thought she had been, but now you are, Aaron. Barbara just did it. Thank you very much, Barbara. Barbara posted it on there. I appreciate you, Barbara. Thank you.
Alicia just put my channel on there.
Yep, I see at Bacon Runner.
It's only one at, but yeah, everybody knows that, right?
Yeah, like how Grandma has it when it's in blue. That way, people that are in the chat right now can just click on the blue and pop on while we're still in the chat.
You have Nightbot? No.
No, oh shoot. Listen, I added it and it kept telling people that would put chats nasty things. It would say for example, Alicia, it happened last week to her. It would say, "Hey Mason, you're posting too much," and it would say negative, derogatory things that I didn't set up. Yeah. And you have to make Nightbot as a moderator. And I didn't want the negativity to continue until I figured it out. And then I just went back in.
Wow.
I got rid of it. I thought, you are just, no, ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. So I got rid of it. Okay, now I see all the little shields. Mason's got her shield, and Anna and Aaron's got her shield. They're talking about superheroes right now. Oh, Nightbot is in here.
Huh?
Nightbot is back. And here, I thought I got rid of it. Nightbot is saying to Lisa, Horizon Crochet, I can do this all day. Stop posting links. Warning.
Really?
Yes, it's Nightbot. And I had to go into the studio.
Hers doesn't say terrible things, as far as I know. I've never seen it.
Yeah, Amy said she was going to help me, but I can't have Amy do Amy's got a job, a husband, parents next door she has to feed, take care of all the things that she does in her life and the coaching she does, her personal and Kilt's coaching. I can't have her helping me with this stuff. It's just, it's not fair. I'm willing to pay somebody to do it, but if anybody knows Nightbot, I will pay you. I will pay you to help me figure this out step by step and get rid of this nastiness that Nightbot is trying to portray on my channel. I don't want all this nasty negativity. I don't like it. I don't know what they're talking about for superheroes. It's an easy fix, Barbara's telling me how to fix Nightbot. Okay, good. Okay, Barbara. Thank you so much. Barbara's saying she can fix it tonight. Uh-oh, Donna's gone. Donna, did I talk over you? Donna. And Sandy's here. Hi, Sandy. Got the little wave. Hello. Anna is saying, Booby go, Aaron, I don't have a shield, but mine would be chicken wings. Can't help. I love them. Yep, Anna, you've got a shield. Look at your name. Your name's in blue. And then you see the shield before your star. That means you're a moderator. Anna, just so you know, all the shields, like Barbara, she's got a shield when she put down the link for Donna Ray. Yeah, crappy Nightbot. You are not kidding there. Good afternoon to you, Sandy. Sandy, now I've got a problem with Nightbot. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. And here I thought I got rid of it, and it's coming back, rearing its ugly head, if you will. Okay, let me tell you what happened at work today. Let me start off with this kind of a funky topic. They called on Thursday. They called the first shifters in for an impromptu meeting. And they were gone for about a half hour. I turned around and looked, and I thought, where did everybody go? They were all in the conference room. They came out. Apparently, first shift has been taking liberties using their cell phones like I don't use mine. Right, Barbara? But using their cell phones to order meals to come in. DoorDash and the like. So I say to that, it's Chautauqua, Wisconsin, population, I don't know, let's say 3,000. It's very small. I was blown away that someone would be using DoorDash in a town as small as us. Now, bear in mind, I work second shift. So my DoorDash is me running out of the house, remembering to bring my lunch to take it to work. I would never think to DoorDash, especially because I live 14 miles. Well, no, I live from Chautauqua where I work. 19 miles I live if I take the freeway. I live 10 miles to Bloomer, Wisconsin. So I look at it like, why should I get on an app to go into Bloomer and get a McDonald's burger when I can just go in my freezer and throw some burgers in the air fryer? To me, common sense. The people at work are always complaining that they can't afford. And now that I find out they're doing DoorDash and they're getting disciplined because not only are they taking time away by ordering on the app, they go out and they pick it up. And sometimes the DoorDasher isn't waiting, so they're not. Here comes Donna. Here comes Donna again. Hi, Donna. Hi. Hi.
iPad ran out of power. I've got it plugged in now.
Oh, good. Excellent. I thought, uh-oh.
Is anybody else coming on the panel? This is not a round table. There's all kinds of people out there.
I'll post it again.
I mean, I don't
post it again. Let's see.
I didn't know if you wanted me to come back on screen or not, but
please. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is what I want. I don't do this enough. I do this
something you're going to do, regularly. Having a round table.
I would like to do it, and I look at it as though the weekends are usually full. I don't engage with people. I usually talk behind a steering wheel, so people talk in the background. But I love this.
I don't dare do it while driving. I do not dare.
Yeah, I can't read. I don't read. I don't read the screen at all when I drive.
And I would run out of things to say without being able to read the chat. I just don't know what to say.
Yeah, I included the link, so I'm glad that you hopped back on. Absolutely.
The people that was on my channel last night, I figured out one of the things the baby was saying. She kept saying the same thing over and over, and I figured it. I watched it again today. She was saying she's been to the water park. There's an indoor water park in Conway, New Hampshire. She said she'd been to the water park and she went down the water pipe. And that she kept
Oh,
that, and I couldn't understand what she was saying, but I figured it out.
and
Just,
when I heard it myself, I thought that means she was wanting water. Water, please. That's how I heard it yesterday.
no, she was saying water park, and then she said she went in the water pipe. Yep. And then when Ricky Twinbrook Acres left, he said, I'll be back. And I said, okay, see you later, Ricky. And she repeated it exactly. It was so funny because she doesn't normally speak English that you can understand.
Mason saying here, Jerry, do it every week, like on Saturdays. I wouldn't mind doing it. I always am cognizant of not stepping on people. I know I want to watch Rick and listen to Rick. And then now Lance is doing it at 10 a.m. He popped in and said that he's doing it at 10.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
mine is noon central, which means you're East Coast, correct, Donna?
I'm in Maine.
So that would mean 1 o'clock if I'm 12 noon. And I have 17 people right now. So yeah, if I still keep it at noon, that's fine. On Sunday, my competition is Sunday school, and that's the more educational side with John Laspina. He's super educational. I saved that for coaching aspect. On YouTube, I just want to have fun. I just don't want to always beat the carnivore conversation to death either.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And I'd like to, as you said yesterday in your live, I would like to have a panel of people that normally don't come on to the panel we see in all the chats.
Yeah, they're fun. They make the chats fun, and we don't know anything about them really,
Right.
I think it'd be awesome if somebody would do that. And there's so many things, I don't know about people, and you never know when you're going to say the wrong thing to them. It's not because you don't know anything about them, and it's interesting to know things. Like Lori, she goes karaoke. That's interesting.
Every Thursday she's not on, right? And that's the first time I ever saw her on a live on Thursday morning.
Me too. I never laid eyes on her before, and that was really interesting. I saw Sandy one time on Thomas's, but it was only for a few minutes, and that was interesting. I wish somebody would do that. I can't. I don't have any. I don't have any software or anything to have guests anyway. But I would love to watch interviews with people that are in the chats all the time.
Absolutely. And look who decided to come on board with us. It's Mr. Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
Hi. I figured I'd come on for a little bit before I go outside. I'm just editing my next video that's coming out tomorrow, but I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day because it is beautiful here in Missouri before we get more rain tomorrow.
Not again. I see you have a new microphone. What's above the microphone, Kelly? Is that a light?
Oh, that? No, it's little toy tractors.
Ah.
It's a shelf that has little Earl toy tractors on it.
Cute. Very cute.
I'm just at a different angle than I normally am. Usually I have my camera on top of my laptop, which is on top of a box of shotgun shells to raise it up. But I moved it over to the TV screen that I have for the secondary monitor.
Excellent. Is that a new microphone that you have in front of you right now?
No, it's the same one I always have. It's just you're actually seeing more of the mic than you would if I have it when I have it at a different angle.
Gotcha. Excellent. I was wondering what that, I don't know, let's call it a stick. It's not a stick. is above the microphone, not behind you, but if you look at your microphone head on,
Right here.
what is that?
That is that's the microphone stand that is attached to my desk.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, now I see it. I see it. Excellent. Up here, we're supposed to be in the 60s today. So to get out and enjoy that fresh weather, yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
I'm
Nice.
going to enjoy it because it won't be long. I'll be, of course, I think we're actually going to be starting our summer a little early than normal. Usually after Memorial Day, our summer comes on, but it looks like we're going to start experiencing 90-degree temperatures in the next week or two.
Wow.
Ooh, not that we're going to complain, are we, right now?
Now, I'm not going to complain. I will deal with, I don't care for 100-degree weather, but I'd rather take 100-degree days than that winter crap that we had.
Uh-huh. So, and the ice. Oh, look at the ice that Erin had in her videos and me trying to get over that hill. Here's a new person in the chat, Mark's Hosiery. Hello, ladies. Me and my mom are watching, just chilling out today. Well, hello, Mark and your mom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Ricky is here, Twin Brook Acres. He's in the house. Everybody's saying hello to Mark and to Ricky. You need to go through the chat. Did you make your video already for today, Kelly?
I have already recorded it. It'll be out tomorrow around 10 o'clock our time, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock Eastern.
Gotcha. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara is here saying that she's needing to go out for her walk. See you all later. She's keeping the stream running, though. Excellent. Excellent. And then Barbara posted the StreamYard down below. Have fun, Barbara. Yeah, I'm looking forward this year to doing more walking now that my hip surgery is over. But I'm just not, it's been now 1 year. May 1st was my 1 year hip anniversary. And it's not to where I think I should be. I'm fine. I'm walking good. When I met you, Kelly, I had the cane, of course. But I think I should be even working better, or maybe trying to sprint, or am I trying to be a little too ambitious? I don't know.
Oh, I'll be figuring that. I'll be doing that come August. The time we get together in Kentucky, I'll probably have a cane, but I will be driving by then, because that's the one thing I asked the nurse that was scheduling. I said, "How quick can I drive? Because this is my right hip." And I'm like, "I'm going to Kentucky in October." And they said, "As long as you're not on none of that medicine," which I'm not. I'll have the pain medicine only if I absolutely need it for it, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to tough it out. If I need it, I have it. If not, it's there, because I'm looking forward to see how I heal, heal and recover on carnivore.
Do you have a set goal of protein? Do you want to do an excess? The reason I'm asking is because I wanted to do 150 grams of protein for healing aspect. What is your ideal number?
I'm just going off of one gram of protein per 1 pound of ideal body weight, which mine, I go between 200 to 220 grams is what my goal is. That's because, and I'm trying to, like, the last few days I did eat more than one, because I've been doing this 30-day change up challenge where I went to eat one day, but I call it a change up challenge. So maybe I changed back up early and I ate, because this was my manager's last week. And so he wanted to do lunch. So we went to Culver's and had lunch, and I had 8 burger patties. And I got home, like, I'll have some dehydrated bacon and some pork rinds and sour cream. And of course, I noticed a little change up. I'm still losing the inches, and I want to get the rest of the weight. I want to get the weight loss journey part done. I'm ready for it to get over with, so then I can do my next adventure with this healing and recovering from the surgery. That's my next goal. So I did too. And then yesterday was our annual Mills Awards ceremony where we all got together, went to St. Louis, and they did awards, handed out, do award ceremony to the best. They have different goals, or like pay it forward and go an extra mile, and then the best property, the top property, stuff like that. So it was a great time that everybody gets together. They just shut everything down. We get together and we have awards and have a great time. And of course, I was prepared. I'm like, I'm taking a ribeye. I cooked a ribeye because last year it was, there was meat, but it was high in carbs. It was gluten and all that. So I'm standing in line to get a plate, and I look over and I saw someone carving meat. I'm like, they're not having the same thing they did last year. That looks like a roast beef or prime rib that they're carving. Yeah, I think I'll take the ribeye home and eat it later. So I had some chicken, grilled chicken, and it didn't have any gluten or anything like that. They had it. It was like a lemon citrus wine sauce, so it didn't affect me. So there wasn't no seed oils or nothing like that. Because if I have anything with little seed oils, I can kind of feel a little bit of arthritis in that, especially in that right hip if I'm walking or standing. But that had the roast beef and some shrimp, like shrimp, not grilled, but it was like cold shrimp. It was delicious. A great time.
Excellent. I'm noticing people in general, even at church potlucks, people in general are starting to bring more protein things and less of the big dessert, 15-foot dessert tables are an 8-foot dessert table nowadays.
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't seen here. They still, if they do at dinner. The next one is our birthday party, the Redeemer Church birthday party, because it's been 8 years since they started the church, and so every year they celebrate, which it'll be at the end of May. They normally do it. Either the first. They were either after Mother's Day or the first weekend in May, but they had to hold out to the end. And so, but they'll do burger patties and hot dogs, and everybody will bring something. But most of it is just pretty much high carb, junk food. And yes, there's a lot of desserts.
Yeah, Rick just put down more protein, less duck food.
Exactly.
There's a question here for Donna. A. Mason's asking, or Alicia's asking Donna, when is your next short or long distance run?
I wish you had this on in the evening, because I'm going to look up some short ones today, but definitely in August I'll be running some shorter ones, and I'm going to be putting off the half marathon in Bangor and instead run the half marathon. Well, that was in June, and instead run the half marathon in Portland in October.
In October, excellent.
And that's a longer one, but I'll be doing a lot of shorter ones, in July and August. I just told my husband this morning, I got to look up and see where they are. I know the ones I always do, but I want to see. They're all the time, so I'm ready to get out and run the race now.
Excellent. I can always see your muscle. You have excellent muscle tone and definition when you're just on the floor doing your exercises. That's impressive in its own way to me.
Thank you.
I can't tell you the last time I ever ran anywhere. I just don't know. I don't run.
I've been running for a long time, and I just enjoy it. It's like joy to me. If I'm not in a
the funny thing is, this week we had an apartment turn. Usually now we're in our turn, we call turn season. We start turning apartments, and usually we'll turn 20 a month for May 20 in May, 20 or 30 in June, 20 or 30 in July, and probably almost just as much in August because, the college students, people is moving, trying to find something cheaper because rent is actually in our area got ridiculously high. No matter where you go, $1,000 for a 1 bedroom and more amenities are nicer it is, or if it's been upgraded, it costs more. And I'm like, good grief, that's ridiculous. I have a 2,100 square foot home, even though it's a manufactured home. Even if I have the variable interest rate on the highest end, I still probably pay with escrow no more than $900 a month if I was on the highest end of my interest. And I was like, this is ridiculous. But this month has been our lowest for May. We only have one, and then maybe one next week. And then when I head off to the mission trip, my tech will have maybe two after the CEO comes and walks. But this one here, I was like, I want to take it down. I want to take the tub out. I want to get rid of the drain. It's an old drain, which I'm glad I did, because when I pulled that tub, that old drain, I mean, it just snapped. I'm like, I don't know how it stayed like this. I mean, it just snapped off. It was so gone because half of it was buried in mud and dirt. And I'm like, glad this one's gone. But my tech says, wow, I can't believe I did 3 easy work orders, and I did this, did just 3 easy work orders, and you took out an entire shower wall tile, moved it outside, and removed the bathtub like within like 45 minutes. I'm like, he's just like amazed. Like, some people's amazed. How can you do it with a bad hip? Well, it's not painful. It's not painful. I just keep on going. I sit down when I do, just every now and then it catches. But my biggest thing is it's the discrepancy, which I think what it is, it's pushed back. So, and because everyone suggests, well, you need to try this, try doing squats, try to do this, try to do that. Well, I can do a squat. I can squat down. And I can, I'll start maybe high, and then I can squat pretty low, even holding on to something or not holding on to something. I can squat. That's not the issue. External rotation, I have no problem. It's the internal rotation that I have. And no matter what I do, it will not unlock. And therefore it is damaged. And plus I think it's from an injury, and it's shoved back in so far. And so it is causing, because when I turn because I have to turn my whole hip, and then all of a sudden I look and I can see my leg just lengthening. So I know it's the hip itself that's causing the whole thing. So I have a lift to help me get by. Other than that, if I don't have that lift, I could not stand very long without having a stiff back. My left foot be pushed down so flat that it would get sore because I couldn't stand for long. And then, I start the knee part on the left knee used to be painful, but not anymore. But yeah, those parts, especially my back. If I'm level footed or barefooted, I can move around at home, but then it's like I pay for it a little bit later. So I have to make sure I wear my shoes.
Yep. And I think for me, that was an issue because of my new shoes that I got this week as well. It seemed as though my back, I was uncomfortable. So I'm blaming that on the shoes. So I have to go back to the softer leather on the exterior for me.
Yeah. Sandy commented here. She said, I remember you walked and you called your mom, because I did a hiking video down the road, and I made it to the lake we have, and it was a good 3 to 4 miles. And as I go, the hips started flaring up. Like, yeah, I might have to call my mom. I'm glad. And I'm like, do I have even service? I'm glad there was a cell service, because I stopped and took a break at the lake. I was watching Rick's live as well. So I'm like, I'm glad we had better service. But yeah, I'm going to do that after the hip recovery, 2027. I'm going to redo that hike, and I'm going to complete the whole thing.
Excellent. Donna, have you ever had any bone surgeries or like any replacements whatsoever?
No.
No. You have good genes, Donna. Excellent.
I think so. Yeah. I have
It's funny. Mason put down about down
had
south. Oh, sorry. So go ahead, Donna. Sorry.
strangers comment and compliment me on my calves all the time. It's funny.
Absolutely. You can totally see that in your exercises. You have good definition of your muscle for sure.
Thank you.
Mason had commented, I was giggling because down south that there's big hair, big cakes. The dessert tables are still a mile long down south.
Oh,
Bible Belt. And if you see Rick running, things are bad. So somebody has
Yeah, if you see Rick running, either something's chasing him or he's running after his fast food.
yeah.
I always have to giggle at work. I wish I could see when he's saying, Milton, stop, Milton. I have to hold back cracking up because people around me must think, who is she laughing at? Some people listen to music on their iPods or iPads or whatever their devices are. Not me. I listen to chats on YouTube.
I listen to YouTube when I'm driving all the time. It's always
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't do the Bible anymore because for me I have to actually read it. I used to Bible all the time before YouTube at work, and I get much more out of the reading aspect of the Bible than I do the listening. It's almost boring listening to the Bible. Reading it, it's exciting. And for Mother's Day, I'm not going live tomorrow, so I don't know if the carnivore school is. I would assume they're going.
That I don't know. I won't be live tomorrow because I'm on call for work, and even if I don't get a call, I could the last few times, but if I planned it and I get started and I have an emergency, I'd have to shut it down now. So I'm like, I don't even plan around that. So my next live will be next Sunday, the 17th, and then I won't have the next one until I get back from the mission trip, which will be back on the 29th, Friday the 29th, and then the 31st I'll have my next live, and I'll have an awesome discussion about the mission trip.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to probably do something churchy related, as I have been doing this friendology series for the last 4 Sundays, because I want to incorporate, I always say I'm more than meat. And I want to do things a little bit different than just sitting and talking about carnivore diet. It should be a fun kind of thing. Meeting with friends like we're doing right now. And I like the fact that Donna is doing Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to be.
Yeah, it's Friday's pretty open. But,
right.
We're out and stuff. But I have my friends that show up. It's all good. We had fun.
Right, we did.
He threw me off. That was the first time I had a baby.
Yeah, on that whole week, the week of the 17th, because we leave the 23rd. I'm off on the 22nd, and of course, not only that, I'll be busy at work. Of course, the next 2 weeks we'll be busy doing outside stuff because our CEO, Kurt Mills, awesome guy, awesome company. I've been with the company for 15 years. Their goal is to continue to grow. I know we have some properties that they sold. One of them's there in Columbia where I work at. And, but they're wanting to grow. They wanting to add new positions. So my goal is one day that I want to be a trainer. I know they're talking about doing trainers, and they want to give us opportunities, some of us veteran supervisors, because where I'm at, I can't move up. It's, we're pretty much stuck. And on that because there's not much options, but they wanting to give options to us veteran supervisors, and one of them is training. And I would love to teach my knowledge, my skills, and leave my legacy behind, because I'm not going to be there. But if I can leave my knowledge and my legacy for someone else to learn to use, there's more power to them, because I'd rather do that than just hoard it, because I'm not going to use it in the future. In the future, I'm going to be gone. My goal is to be in heaven. I won't be here in this world. I'll be in heaven. And if I can leave that to someone else to use, I want to do that. And so that's one of the goals is I'm hoping that I move up in the company. And then the other one is his name's Kurt, and he's wanting to tour the product. I hadn't seen him walk the properties, which is good for him to get out, because most CEOs won't even do that. And I'm glad he's doing it. And so we're got to get some stuff. There's some stuff that I want to get done before I head on this mission trip. And there's some stuff that my tech's going to have to do while I'm gone, because he and the leasing consultant is the only one that's going to be there at that time. So I'll have that, plus getting ready for the mission trip, packing, getting the tools loaded, ready to go. And then I got to make a video. I'm going to make a video, probably what I'm planning on taking, and it'll come out midweek. But then I'm going to make a simple recipe video. I think I'm going to do carnivore Cheez-Its, 1 ingredient Cheez-Its, because, take on the trip, snack stuff on the trip, because even though I'm doing this change up challenge, sometimes it's going to be hard. Everybody's going to eat. And so I want to make sure that I'm ready. And when I cross that border, even though I'm in Mexico, we're at a compound. They're going to fix our breakfast. They're fixing our supper. Sometimes the families will fix something for us out there on the build, but a lot of times it's high carb, and I want to be prepared. So I have in my tote, I have a air fryer that I will take spam if I want something hot. And then other than that, I'll have my dehydrated bacon. I'll have my Cheez-Its that I'm going to be making for a video. I'm probably going to have beef sticks that I did a video in the past on the different beef sticks. I have those. And I'll probably make me some jerky, ground beef jerky or something. So I'll have that on hand. And if they have something there, I will eat a little bit of that, because sometimes they may have eggs. I'll eat the eggs in the morning, but I'm going to try not to eat. I'm going to try to stay on the one meal a day while I'm there. But I may, if I'm hungry, I'm prepared. I'm ready to go.
Sandy had asked you if you were going to take your daughter to the trip, Kelly, too.
Not this year. Her mom, she wants to go, but unfortunately, because they were going to do the scholarship for her, but I guess there was some conflicts where they had, a drug cartel leader got killed. And it was probably 300 to 500 miles away from where Juarez is. This was down towards the Pacific coast. And her mom's with all the conflicts there, she can't go. So she's going to the Missouri 4-H Congress at the University of Missouri for that week.
Okay, excellent. You're welcome, Sandy. Mason saying Sunday school, she doesn't know, probably, though. I don't think he ever skips a Sunday school. And I know Barbara's been faithful. Barbara has never, she was sick. She did the lives straight on through. Barbara has never stopped since she's been going live. And she'll be coming up on a year soon, I think. She said it yesterday, but I don't remember the exact days. That's a good goal to achieve, I think. She does it every day. Christmas, she'll be doing it on Mother's Day, because I asked, are you going to take off the day? And she said, well, I did it during Christmas for people that don't have family to be with. She just kept it on the loop going continually. Fabulous. People can chat amongst themselves. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'll probably will go to church in the morning, but then pretty much it'll be free. But I might go later on today and get my mom one of those hanging flower baskets for Mother's Day because I want to get some flowers. I got a pot out here. I want to plant some flowers, decorate the deck a little bit. And so I don't hardly do the garden beds, even though I still have the garden beds out. And I hadn't decided if I want to keep the garden beds and as I continue, if because I hadn't decided how I'm going to do this second channel because sometimes it's tough to try to manage, wing two channels. But I thought about marrying the two channels together where I have the cooking stuff that comes out on Sunday and midweek, it might be some stuff on the property and just put everything together on this channel.
Mm-hmm. I see that Lions Danivore podcast just came in the house. Welcome, Dan. Good to see you. We absolutely enjoyed yours and Lewis's dinner live yesterday. Did you watch it, Kelly, too?
I didn't watch it. I watched a little bit of it, but I fell asleep, and so because I was like a little tired because I've been getting up at 4 a.m. the last 2 days. I get up at 4 a.m. So around 7:30, got tired. I fell asleep because I was going to watch the replay, but I'll still watch the replay. I know they went to a Brazilian steakhouse, and I'm like, might have to watch that.
I was hoping that Dan was going to be okay. They were parting ways on the street yesterday, and I think Dan was deciding to go back inside because it may have been too much. I'm not sure. I hope you're doing well today, Dan. Let us know how you're feeling. It seemed, I called it yesterday on the chat, a carnivore mukbang video. It was good. It was fun. I liked it. I liked the format. Can you imagine getting to do a big bunch of people at, say, a Kilts event and everybody sitting around the table and the camera just going around? Here, take my camera. Here, film yourself. Talk. I think that would be a blast. Dan said, thank you. The meat stock, I didn't hear anything negative about it. Have you guys heard anything negative?
No, I heard good things about it. Kerry Mann really liked it. He said he wished he had went last year. He said, I'm going every year from now on. Right now, I would love to go to it, but I think I'm probably going to wait about 3 or 4 years after my daughter graduates because she'll be a junior next year. In 2028, she'll be a senior. So my goal is I may just go in 2029 after she graduates and go from there. Because right now, it's just, to me, it's just, even if you get the early bird special, I would like to be with everybody together. And so it's a little bit pricey to me right now. So I'm going to save my money up, but I am going to go in the future. I want to go to Florida to Hack Your Health as well, but I'll probably make it to Hack Your Health before I get to Meat Stock.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more along my lines too of affordability. Now, Sandy just said that she heard, yes, was not enough seats for everyone who paid. That's probably why they're doing it in Nashville next year, I would assume. But it's out of my budget, at least since my hip surgery too. Next month I'll be done with my bill from the Mayo Clinic, paying that off.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I got, I consolidated my bills. Actually, I got that loan. So I got the credit cards paid off. I got my truck paid off, and I wasn't going to get another vehicle till after this hip. But all of a sudden, when it rains, it pours. And then I had to, not only the truck went down, I had to put a new fuel pump in. I had to get a new oil pressure sensor put on. Because this is the second time I had it where they're notorious to go out on those, 09 to 13 GM trucks with the 5.3, because that's what I have is a Silverado. of course, it's going to need new tires and stuff like that. It has a bad motor mount and it needs a new motor mount. But if I had a cherry picker, I would have put the motor mounts in myself. But I'm like, I don't have that, and you have to tear the engine down enough to actually pull it up. And I'm like, no, I'll let them do that. So, but that's in the future. But not only that, my water heater went out at home, sprung a leak, and it went out. So I had to replace the water heater, which that was about $600. And which the good thing is with the trade, I can do that myself. And then on top of that, I'm like, Mom needs her vehicle back. And so I'm like, when I had the oil sensor went down, I told Mom, can you meet me back at where I go? It's called KV Auto and Tire. They're really good guys there. And when she met there, and once the truck got back there, I told her, I said, we're going to Columbia. I'm going to get another vehicle. There's a Ford Explorer at my price range, and I'm going to go see if I can get it. I get there, and it was at Subaru of Columbia. And so I'm like, I'm here. I saw the Ford Explorer, and I'm like, I'm here to look for it's a Ford Explorer. It was about 8 something. And they like, look, that one's sold. And he says, you ever thought about a Subaru? I'm like, no. He says, oh man. He started, talking about how, because Subarus, and I forgot, in Colorado and in the mountain areas, especially in Colorado, that's all they drive out there is Subarus. And he told me about it, and he said, I have 2 of them that one of them is like 8.5 and the other one's like 10,800. So the first one already was done, already went through his 200-point check, and he told me what they do through on the check when they get a good used Subaru in, because it's required by Subaru, no matter what, each one gets a 200-point check. And so I get out there, it's already got new tires. The battery was a year old, so it was a new battery, so it wasn't no big deal on that. But it got all the fluids changed, brand new set of tires, and I got out there, I'm like, man, this is nice. It had all kinds of room, and they opened up the trunk, and I saw WeatherTech masks. I said, those go with it too? It said, yep. I'm like, let's see what we can do with this car here. And I went home with a Subaru, and I'm glad I did, because it with the gas prices going back up again, it saved me a whole bunch of money.
I hear you. I use those rewards from the Quick Trip all the time, and it was over $104 the last time I filled up just using my points. I thought, crazy, just crazy. Now Dan addressed the meal yesterday, that he didn't feel so good this morning, and I was assuming that, listening, because Lewis was saying, and Dan, that they were bringing things with gravies on or marinades and sauces. So I'm wondering if they maybe marinated some of the food in something that caused discomfort. It happens at buffets, right?
Yeah, that's one thing about it. I mean, if I won't ever have it done again, since I saw that Carrie Mann and Jen did a date going to Texas Roadhouse where they have the secret menu that you can order your steak, whatever size, whatever you want. And that's when we found out that the Texas Roadhouse did not have 100% butter. It was a butter seed oil blend. And when you order your steaks there, tell them not to put it on the flat iron grill or griddle, but put it straight on the fire grill, the grill itself, because they will use seed oils on that grill. And so I'm like, I told them, I said, I have this saved in going out to eat deal. So that way I'm going to try the secret menu, because I have a $50 Texas Roadhouse gift card that was given to me to help cover call for another property, so the tech can go to St. Louis to celebrate his son's birthday.
Excellent. Welcome, Dan.
Hey, happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Thank you.
Donna.
Mothers and extended mothers.
Yes, exactly. Kelly, what's going on, my man?
Hey, what's going on, Dan?
Everything's good. I just wanted to stop by real quick, because this is the first time I can finally speak to you, Jerry, Kelly, Donna Ray. everyone. So this is great. Thank you for checking up on me and whatnot. And just yesterday, something was off, and it's crazy because normally on Saturdays, my day off, I'm kind of like eating stuff. I have no appetite whatsoever. I just feel like something is going on, and I've been very sensitive, if that makes any sense. And I don't know, maybe it was seed oils. Kelly, you kind of nailed it, right? With Kerry when he went to Texas Roadhouse. Same thing. It has to be, right? Because these are like mass production places where they don't care what they give you. They just need you to come back for more. And like whenever I eat, I don't overeat to the point where it starts hurting. And that was one of the conversations that Lewis and I were saying. And number one, I apologize. The sound wasn't that great. I think it was my fault. I had it like really down here, almost closer to my belt. So, Lewis, he has more experience on the whole microphone type of thing. I think I bought one as well because I like to do that more. Maybe just go into people's houses, or they can come to mine. We can have like a one-on-one, just changing it up, because I love hearing these stories, and all of these things that we have as a community, it helps all of us. That's why whenever I see you guys, I'm like, wow, this is great. Kelly is like a powerhouse. Like I love listening. And whenever I hear about tornadoes, I think of you right away, man. I'm like, I hope Kelly's okay. Send a prayer out. So
normally we don't. I mean, it's very rare we have them. We do have tornado warnings time to time. This one was it was very rare to get one in the morning. We usually get ours at night or in the evening. But every time the storm comes through in the evening, at the time we get here, it dies down and it becomes just a heavy thunderstorm. But the weather radio was going off probably throughout the night because it was raining and raining and raining. So it was flood warning, flash flood warning, flash flood watch. And all of a sudden, and it was still going off after I got up at 4, 5 o'clock. I watched Kilts Live, and then I was about ready to go. I'm getting ready to go. And I had a doctor's appointment. The doctor, he wants to see me every 6 months, which I'm switching it to a year because I still have blood pressure medicine. So I don't want to, even though I am down, I cut it down to every other day to take it. And It's very, very low dose. But I had a doctor's appointment and I was getting ready to go. All of a sudden the weather radio goes off and I go over there. I'm like, oh, we have a tornado warning. And usually it's not in our county yet, but if I get that warning, it's because I have it set up for the county that's right next to us, which I'm only a mile from that county line. And yes, there was a tornado warning. So I'm like, well, got to go get my daughter. I have to go get what I need, the important documents. I didn't bring I decided to just leave the laptop computer here. Usually I'm taking the laptop with me and taking what I can and go. But I decided I left it here and I woke her up. I said, all right, get your dog ready. We got to go. We got to go to grandma's. Luckily, she's next door, has a basement. So we get over there, and as we're watching it, they do a really good job with, just like in Oklahoma, here in Missouri, if there's a tornado warning, even if it's radar indicated, they stay on the air. The newscast, the weathercast stays on the air until it's all clear. And sure enough, Howard County, I live in Randolph County, Missouri. The next county over was Howard County. All of a sudden, tornado warning, and it kept on going. And finally, they issued a tornado warning for our county. So I'm like, cancel the doctor's appointment, called my manager, message my manager, say, hey, I'm going to be late. We are hunkered down. We have a tornado warning and I will not be in until it's all clear. And so all of a sudden I seen what they're talking. I seen the storm come through, and it's like, wow, there it is. It's coming through north. You can see it. It's went mainly north of my hometown. But I could see how dark it was at the top, and you see how light. And then all of a sudden, here comes this rain curtain, and the wind just started blowing. And so all of a sudden, it was over. Went to work, no hail, no damage or nothing like that. Power went out. And so I went to work. A few days later, the National Weather Service and NOAA and they were surveying the storm damages, and they said there was an EF2 tornado that traveled. And as I'm looking, it was just a few miles from my house. It was heading that way. It touched down in a small town in 2 counties over, Saline County, called Slater, Missouri. It did some damage there. It did some damage in Glasgow, Missouri, right on the other side of the Missouri River as it crossed into Howard County. And that stayed on the ground till about it lifted in Howard County, but it was just probably with a few miles from my house. And I'm like, that's scary.
Too close.
Too close. I mean, the last time I wasn't living in the area at the time, but my mom and dad was still, my mom and dad, I live on the property that mom and dad bought, and they deeded me 10 acres. But in 2006, they had an EF2 tornado touched down. I think it was going up and down, but it touched down probably 3 miles to the west of where we live. And it went through, I think, 150 miles, killed 2 people.
Wow. I mean, that is it's just impressive that because I don't have that here in New York, but just knowing when citizens understand the classifications like EF2 and all that, like that to me sounds foreign, but I'm more than sure that you have to be privy on that. You have to know what each one stands for. And it's the wildest thing because we had one here in New York. It's 2026, so I would think probably 2010 or 2009, we had a tornado here in Queens, New York, and it's very close to the city. And it looked ominous. Like the sky I've lived here all my life, and it was dark. Like you see this cloud coming, and I'm like, this doesn't look right. I put on the radio, and it said tornado watch. I'm like, what? What is this? And it started. And it's getting nasty. And there's a reason for this story because at that point, I was still very addicted to food. Guess where I went knowing all of this? I went to a Taco Bell. I said, if I'm going with a taco in my mouth. And I bought a boatload of food. And you see this thing, and it did nasty damage. I got out and I left. And the food addictions, that's how bad it is. It doesn't even matter how life or death is kicking your butt. You're always a servant to this nasty, nefarious way of life that they have placed us in a position of failure. But I could only think, Kelly, that you're so liberated, right, from that mentality where you're looking at the classifications of the hurricanes and you're thinking right away, got to get my daughter, got to get the dog, got to go get this. And it's primal mode. And you did everything. Let me tell you, man, if I was a next door neighbor, I would love to have you as my next door neighbor.
That's one thing about it. The basement's always open to the neighbors because I know my neighbor across the road, he was already at work, but he has a root cellar. But most of my neighbors the neighbors down the road, they have a basement. But my neighbors right across the road, they don't have a basement. They live in a manufactured double wide just like I do. And my neighbor on the backside, she lives in a shop that her and her dad built. But luckily, their neighbor across the road has a basement. So that's one thing about it is like, hey, we have a basement. If you need to get here, take shelter here no matter what. Right.
I could only imagine. I mean, what about like certain shelters and bunkers and whatnot? Like, how does I know I'm trying to imagine how this would help. God forbid something horrible happens. How do you keep yourself safe, especially when let's say your house topples and like, how do you get out?
Well, the good thing is like my mom's house has all four walls on her basement is 8 to 10 inches of concrete, so that's a good thing. And of course, it also depends on the severity of the tornado. I don't know what it'd be if it's like an EF5, which is the most destructive one.
Ooh. Welcome, Rick. Rick is eating lunch. What are you eating, Rick?
Iguana.
Well, I got some dumpster meat that was in the freezer.
Who
Just
wants
beef?
steak?
Is that beef
Some-
or pork or
It's some
iguana?
kind of beef.
Ah, good. Yeah, it looks like beef to me.
Milton,
Oh, look at him. Oh, I thought he was giving you a high five.
Milton's like, give me some of that.
I already gave you some, Milton. What more?
That's great. Rick, did you get my email?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. It took me, 4 months?
Oh, 4 months. Okay.
I think there's a problem with with the phone because thank goodness for Lewis yesterday. He showed me where it is, but it was on his phone, on the iPhone. I don't know if it's popping up. I guess that's an issue that we're getting on my side.
I guess, yeah. I've had a lot of people say they didn't have my email address. I give it to them, but I don't know. I thought it was all there.
Huh.
Milton, no.
I got
Grab
Rick's
Milton.
number, so to text Rick, but no, I don't send him emails. I rarely even read emails.
Uh-huh.
Now that I'm not a realtor anymore, I don't feel the need. I probably need to, but it's just easier for people to text me, in my opinion.
I agree.
Faster, fast.
I wanted to stop by just to say hello because I got a lot of errands to do. So love you guys. Stay strong. Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks for coming. We
You got it.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Likewise. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, Anna's got a question for you, Rick. She said, story time with Rick and Mystery Meats Are Us. Awesome. I have a few of those in my freezer. Still tastes good.
I get it from Clean House. When they go to throw it away, if it's me, I'll keep it. The rest of it goes to the ducks.
Do you experience a lot of that, Kelly? In your cleanouts that you have to do?
Most of the time, all the duck food I'll throw away unless my tech wants it. Anything in the fridge, I will throw away. But if there is unopened frozen meat or sealed meat, at fair game on, especially the price of beef. If I see beef in the fridge, game on. It's going home with me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend of mine from work 5 years ago. She said she was going through her deep freezer, still frozen, rock solid, and she noticed the dates. And again, it was 5 years ago. So let's say the meat was 8 years old 5 years ago. She said, "Do you want this for your dogs?" I said, "Absolutely. It's frozen." The dogs loved it. That's the same with the mentality up here with people with beef liver, beef heart. The butchers are saying nobody wants it up here. I say, I'll take it from you. I'll pay you for it. No, Jerry, we just slaughtered. You can keep it. You can take this beef heart. What? My dogs love it. And that's from a real butcher here that's doing the processing of the meat. They don't want the gizzards and all the unsightly meats. They want pretty meat in a meat case. Give me all the meat for the dogs. They'll eat it. They don't care about pretty meat. Donna, do you have any animals yourself? I never see any animals.
No,
No.
no, none at all.
Oh, what are you eating, Donna? It looks like
Bacon.
bacon.
Actually.
Bacon.
Always have
Black
good
Menace.
bacon.
Dehydrated or regular cooked in the oven?
This was air fried, but I will make some. I'll try
Sharp
it.
teeth.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I got Kelly hooked on the dehydrated bacon for sure.
I think you have a lot of people hooked on it. I just haven't done it yet. happy with what I
I've
got.
made dehydrated bacon before, but when you mentioned about it, I'm like, yep, I'm gonna have to make it again. And so, of course, my dehydrator only goes up to 165. But I made some last week. I dropped it to the temperature of 5 degrees, and I dropped it down to 2 hours. So I did 160 for 6 hours, and it come out super delicious. And so, because I used to put the paper towel in it, but I quit putting the paper towel because I noticed the last 2 times I did mine, the bacon grease leaked out of it. And I'm like, how in the world did I get bacon grease all over the counter? And so I did it without it, and it quit. So some reason when I put it in my dehydrator, I guess what it is, the fan is blowing it up, so it diverts the grease and it leaks out the back. So
Interesting. Do you have one of those shelf units that I have, the same type?
yeah, it's called Corsi. I got it off of Amazon.
Mhm. Yeah, I've seen those. Now, Donna, I think, you had a dehydrator, but you didn't want to mess with the
Yep.
dehydration.
Cabela's one, and if it got dirty, it's hard even to reach to the back of it. It's really big. It's for people with a garden, which I had. And then I do have a little, well, not down near as little, but compared to my other one, it's small. And I got thinking about it. I said, well, I could put bacon in that. That is easier to clean, if I had a lot of grease in the bottom, which I will. I'll do it and report back to you. But my big Bella's one is just, if it got grease in the bottom, I just, I don't know. I got it. It's huge, and it's hard to reach it back downstairs.
Oh, it almost sounds like one of those air freeze dryer units. Those are really big.
When I had a garden, I wanted a freeze dryer before I went carnivore. I know I would have had one by now. That would be awesome. But because you can freeze whole meals just the way, all cooked, all made.
Wow.
I wanted one of them, and I became carnivore just in time. But I did can a lot of meat and stuff. Yep, canned meat downstairs. Of just about every kind. But
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Kelly was talking about Spam. Have any of you gotten the corned beef, the canned corned beef? Barbara talked about it yesterday on her channel, and I knew I wanted to talk about it, so I put it on my list for.
I tried it. It was okay, but I prefer regular corned beef than I would the canned stuff. But if I was hungry and that's all I have to eat, I will eat it.
When I got home, I looked at my can that's in my cabinet because, again, I heard it on Barbara's channel yesterday, and all it is meat and salt. That's the only ingredients, so it's nothing funky about it. But I thought, well, that would be something good for Kelly to take to Mexico in addition to your Spam.
Yeah, I love Spam. I know Spam. I know they have an ingredient that has sugar in it, but this Dr. Burry says if it's hot dogs and bologna, it's better than eating duck food.
Right.
And I mean, and it's not bad, is it? It's not that much in it, and it's part of the curing process that they do. So probably most of it has probably been ate up when they make it.
Mm-hmm. And how about sardines? Do you do sardines, Kelly?
No, I tried them. I tried it, and something didn't. They weren't bad because I got the one. They were like fillets, but somehow I burped and something came up and it did not taste right. I didn't even finish. I had burger patties all that day. I didn't finish nothing because nothing just didn't taste right. And that's all I tasted. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with the sardines. I might try them in the future, but as of right now, I'm done.
Mason just put down that she has corned beef for emergency staple, that her and Barb are crazy preppers. Okay, here's another thing. I forget the name of the the company that makes it, the canned beef, ground beef. Has any of you ever bought that from the grocery store?
I've never seen canned ground beef in my area.
I remember the name right now. Keystone. Key
Yeah.
and Stone. That's the name. Kelly, you got to get it to take to Mexico.
I've never seen it. I've never seen ground beef. I'll have to look that up, and I'll
Well,
have to see.
The reason
I'll have to
I'm saying
see.
that is because you going to Mexico, bringing that up. But I was thinking, because I sent stuff to Rick. Rick, would you eat canned ground beef by Keystone, Rick?
I've had canned hamburgers.
What? I've never had canned hamburgers before.
They used to sell them in the store. They used to have them at Pantry Pride, but that was years ago.
Yeah, Keystone is the vendor for the canned ground beef. And the reason I found it is from Kelly Hogan. She brought that up, and she said she opened it up. It tastes just like the regular stuff that you and I all cook on our refrigerator or on our stoves.
They used to have Swift canned hamburgers. That was years ago.
Wow. I know years ago I remember this from a child, but it grossed me out when I was little. Canned chicken, whole chickens in a can. Have you ever seen those?
Yep.
I've never looked for them. Now Barbara just said here, Keystone has beef chunks and chicken too. And it is at the top shelves where the tuna fish and the Spam are, Kelly. So when you go, look for that Keystone product.
It's the in store. Well, according to my local Walmart here in Moberly, where I shop because we're limited, it says it has it. So I'll have to check it out because I go right down that same aisle with the tuna and the canned fish and the Spam and all that. I've never seen it, but they say they have it. Keystone, and there's one that says all natural beef, and then you have the ground beef. Huh. I'm gonna have to try that instead. So when I go grocery shopping I have to go get stuff for my daughter because she's not carnivore. She eats the duck food, and of course, so I'll get stuff ready for my mission trip because I won't get anything else. I won't get stuff because I got meat and stuff in the freezer, so I'm good. But I'll get the bacon, 3 pounds of Wright's thick cut bacon that I will dehydrate for the trip. But I'm going to get some of this. I'll try some of it, and if it's good, that'll be taking that instead of the Spam.
Right. And Anna just put down too that she has plenty of the Hereford. Maybe my pronunciation's wrong. Corned beef, Keystone, Spam, Vienna, Sweet Sun, whole chicken in a can. There you go. Tuna, etc. And Anna is also a prepper. Look at all the food you can take to Mexico now, Kelly.
Yeah. Now I'm like, cool.
I know.
Now
I
I
want
have to check that out.
too.
Hereford canned corned beef.
I'm
sorry, Donna. Go ahead.
I said I know our Walmart has the Keystone ground beef too, but I don't buy it. I have, I canned my own. I canned a lot of my own, so I have it already home canned.
Yeah. Okay. Mason just said, Jerry, I think Rick would eat it when weather doesn't permit shopping. Like right now, Rick, with this high heat and humidity chicken too. I'll send you some Keystone, Rick. I'll send you some from Amazon or wherever I'll send you some. You can do an unboxing.
Yeah.
You see the image I found?
No.
That's what we used to have when I was a kid.
What is it again?
The canned hamburgers.
Oh, the canned hamburgers. Oh, I have never seen those, Rick, ever. Interesting.
Swift Premium canned hamburgers.
Yeah, not seen those. It's just so easy. Like I said, for me, in an air fryer, 8 minutes from frozen, and the burgers are just done. Why should I travel from here to Bloomer, McDonald's, spend $20 and the gas? Don't forget the gas. Drive home, For what? Something I make in 8 minutes, and I'm doing all the savings.
And if you're on the road, just throw it on the engine.
There you go. My husband said that truck drivers used to do that. You are absolutely spot on with there.
I don't think it works too well on the newer cars because there's a bunch of plastic.
Right. We're talking Peterbilt's back when he was a truck driver, though. And
Mhm.
they took all the tin foil, wrapped it up there, threw it on the engine, held it down. They had their meal in 200 miles, ready to go.
I have video of me doing it as well.
You were mentioning about that this morning, Rick, about you were working on your friend's truck and they had plastic valve covers. I'm like, my goodness, my truck's not much older. I know I've got a lot of plastic, but good grief, mine, because I have to change every 50,000 miles, I have to change out the valve cover because they decided, oh, it's a better idea instead of having to doing a $10 PCV valve. Let's just build it into your valve cover. And you have to replace your valve cover every 50,000 miles. And plus, sadly, is the engine, some reason it's got a design flaw where it will suck your oil through your inlet. So you have to every 1,500 through 1,000, every 1,000 miles, depends on mine. After 2,000 miles on the oil change, that's when it starts using a little oil. So you always got to check the oil. And of course, they always say, luckily mine's been deactivated. I got a device on mine where my truck stays in V8 mode. It has that AMF, that automated fuel management.
Mhm.
And one thing about it is you got to keep your oil changes at 5,000 miles or less. Otherwise, if you don't, you're going to mess that sucker up. And so I'll go 50% oil change. Like on my truck, Carfax say, oh, your oil change is overdue. Oh, my truck don't even have 1,000 miles on the oil change yet because it's been parked for the last 2 months. And I just drove it last weekend.
Mhm.
But you know what's sad? The truck that replaced the next generation Silverado that replaced my truck, it has a plastic thermostat housing. The thermostat housing is built in. Mine, I still have the metal where it's right built in on top of the water pump. And I was like, this is crazy.
Now, here's our resident truck driver here, John Together Strong. He retired from off the road, too. He said, yep, that's how we used to cook our food on the road back then.
See?
Throw a can of soup on the turbo, and you are set to go.
Mm-hmm. I'm not crazy.
No. Fact of life. Or you could eat all that disgusting truck stop seed oil laden potatoes and platters.
Yeah.
Of food.
Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah, if I was a truck driver, I'm either going to figure out how I'm going to cook on my engine or I'm going to have ways to have my food. Oh, wow. Hamburger in a can.
Those are the burgers. Thank you, Rick. Thanks for sending that. And Donna Ray will bring you back to the stage, Donna. Donna, I got the picture here of the burgers that Rick included. How to take the labor out of the Labor Day weekend. Swift Premium Burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Canned ham patties, but not hamburgers. That's interesting. I have canned hamburger patties myself, but I've never seen that.
Me either. Look at that radish rose. Remember when our grandmas used to make those radish roses?
Yep.
Funny. Wow. Now I can't imagine the accoutrement anymore. They used to bring supper clubs. They'd set up all the vegetables and the fruits and the pate, and they'd bring that with your crackers before dinner. Nope, not anymore. Rick talked about it today because we had a Scanda House buffet growing up, and we would go there every Sunday after church. That was a thing. I remember it. And the chef there cutting the steam round beef, that huge steam round of beef.
With the funny hat.
With the funny hat, right. That was a staple.
Sweden House smorgasbord. All you care to eat.
Yes. Even as a child, I would omit all that salad and things. I would right for the meat back in the day.
My parents had forced me to get the salad. That's why I started eating salad first, because I could hide it. They had fake plants over there I could stick the salad in.
Yeah, I remember that. Didn't you have to pay before you eat? Wasn't it?
Originally, they charged you after, but people started walking out, so then you had to pay before, which I prefer. I hate bills in a restaurant. I think it's the stupidest thing ever, and I hate waiters and waitresses. I just want to pay, go in, eat whatever I want, and then leave.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, that's the way
Kathy
it goes.
just joined us. Hi, Kathy.
That's the way
Beer.
Golden Corral is. You pay in before, which if I go to Golden Corral, everybody else be going to the duck food. I'll just go over to the steak.
That's it.
Bye,
Ooh,
John.
there's
Thanks
burger
for
patties.
coming
I'll
in.
just grab that.
Wow.
It's amazing that people like the duck food.
And do they have buffets anymore? Is the question. Do they have them?
There's a Golden Corral.
Golden Corral is about the only one I know of. And Golden Corral is far and few between now. Like in my area, every area, Moberly had one, Columbia had one, and the only one in the area, of course, is Columbia now. Moberly, they're just continuing making more duck food, fast food restaurants.
Ugh.
We still have one Chinese buffet left.
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah, we have 3-4 Mexican restaurants, but then one nasty Chinese restaurant. I won't even eat there because it was nasty. Even when I was on the duck food diet, I ate there. I'm like, this stuff is disgusting. I mean, this particular one, like the same Chinese restaurant in Columbia was good, but the one in Moberly, this is disgusting. Who can eat this nasty food?
Right. Now John is leaving, so I want to say goodbye to John. And Kathy is listening while she's driving. So Kathy, be here. Welcome, welcome. Now, according to Spanky, there's a lot of buffets up in Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
Wow.
Chinese usually get shut down by the health department anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I'm surprised this one haven't yet.
Just passing when I go to the mall in Eau Claire and you pass the Chinese food, any of the foods in the buffet or in the malls, as a matter of fact, you smell that old oil right when you get in the mall, and it's disgusting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing? You're on, when you're on the proper diet, and I can really tell a difference. I get my gas because I have a petrol card, and every 2 weeks I'll put my gas budget on that, so I don't have to worry about I get my gas no matter what. And there's American Legion right next to this in Columbia, right on the way home. And I could tell they were frying something, but I can smell that seed oil stuff come out. And it used to be, oh man, it smelled good, but it smelled horrible. I'm like,
Yeah.
this smells like Rick needs to have some diesel fuel here. That's how bad. That's how bad it was. I think diesel fuel smelled better than what was coming out of that exhaust coming out of there, American Legion.
Now,
Yeah.
both Kathy and Barbara are saying that they have Golden Corrals close to where they live. Kathy is 15 minutes from her house, wherever she lives, and Barbara in Columbus, Ohio. They used to have one in Eau Claire, but they don't anymore. They do have that pizza buffet. I forget the name of the pizza buffet. They have that up in Eau Claire as well, but that's when I go with the husband, scrape off the toppings, and I eat the tops, providing they don't have vegetables on their pizza. And I'll have the chicken, I'll peel off all the stuff, but you can just taste the seed oils, even in that chicken. It's ugh.
Are you talking about CC's Pizza?
No, it's like a CC's Pizza. I'll think of it and then throw it up there. It's a chain that's going nationwide, but we have one of those in Eau Claire, like a CC's, same thing. But usually when I go to those buffets, this is my stack of crusts is this big. And I know I'm embarrassing to the husband because I scrape all the stuff off. I don't eat the crust. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have the Golden Corral in Columbia. Of course, that's in the city that I work in. Of course, it's the home of Missouri, University of Missouri, but that's about 35, 40 minutes from where I live. But they opened it back up. It did caught fire, but they rebuilt it. But like most of the places we used, I remember smorgasbords everywhere. I can't remember what they called it. It was a big one. They had Ponderosa. I don't see that anymore.
Right.
They had a really big one. They always advertised on TV in Columbia that back when I was a kid, back in the 80s, it's like, and okay, I know that's my daughter's favorite pizza place. That's called Pizza Ranch.
That's the place.
They have
right?
one in Branson, and then they I can't remember where she ate it at. She said that's my favorite pizza place. I'm like, but I'm like, I can't eat the pizza, but unless I make my own pizza. And then one of these days, I'm going to make the pacemaker pizza crust so I can make the pacemaker pizza. Because I want to try the deep fried crust.
Me too. Rick, your place must be really cold because your bowl is smoking hot, Rick. Wow.
Well,
looks good.
I got the air conditioner on.
There we go.
But I'll tell you one thing. This is my taco meat. I got mystery meat from the freezer, the clean out I did. So I figured it's old. I'm going to make it into taco meat. And it looks really good.
It does. It looks fabulous. I had that yesterday. Before I started my fast, I made a pound of ground beef. I just love power bowls. I could eat them every day and not worry about it. Oh, it's so boring. No, it's not. It's fabulous.
This is really good, although there is some plant material in here. When I get that old ground beef that's been sitting around for a long time, I thaw it out in the refrigerator with a bunch of fermented tomatoes. And that takes away that musty old taste.
Excellent. Now, Spanky just said that there's flames coming out of your bowl, Rick.
I tend to eat food very hot. But sometimes I eat it cold. You know, like if I make a bunch of taco meat, I don't bother to reheat it. I fry up my taco from, Pacemaker Pizza Technology and fill it with cold filler. And I'm fine. I have no trouble eating cold meat. I got used to it. This is actually really good. I think it's better than the normal one I make. That meat was old. That had been in there for years. I think the date on the package was 2020.
Oh wow. I'm gonna have to try and do some fermented tomatoes and try that because I got some old ground beef that I pulled from an apartment a few years ago that's still in the freezer at work. I think I may have to ferment me some tomatoes and try it.
I'll tell you one thing. It's got a lot of salt because you use salt to ferment the tomatoes, and then you mash it all together and you let the meat defrost in the refrigerator. And then you stir it with all the fermented tomatoes and let it sit there for a couple days. And when you cook it, it tastes just like taco meat without the spice. If you like spice, you can add it. But that cilantro stuff tastes like soap. I don't like that garbage.
Yeah, some people are affected that way with cilantro, with the soap taste. Me, not so much. I don't
Really?
have that. Yeah.
It tastes like soap to me. It's terrible.
Yeah, some people have that gene or taste bud with the cilantro and soap.
And believe me, I know, because when I was a kid, every time I said a bad word, I got a mouthful of soap.
Oh, the funny thing, as I was waiting, I'm doing my video, and I was waiting to do the actual letting the ingredients all marinate together, so I can give it the taste test in the final part of the video. And I was thumbing through Facebook, and I came across one of Candy Fraser's actually reels, and she's like 9 to 10 pounds of meat. Men, you should be eating 9 to 10 pounds of meat. I'm like, maybe that's the trick. That's why maybe that's the trick for men.
A day, 9 to 10
That's
pounds
what
a
she
day?
said, but it's like I don't know if I can eat 9 to 10 pounds of meat unless I'm really hungry.
I can eat, but not that much. Donna, what's the most you've ever eaten, being a petite lady that you are?
I don't think I eat a pound at a time.
I eat a pound at a time. Right.
Yeah, she's like, for men, and then she turns around, talk about, well, people hunting, but most of the hunters you're seeing them going to the Casey's or the Quick Trips and getting their donuts and all that junk and energy drinks and stuff. But then, she's talking about Lewis and Clark, how they were eating 9 to 10 pounds of meat. I'm like, how do you know that? It's from 1804, unless there's history. I mean, unless there's history. But, out there, they were, they had the river, they had the natives, they had the abundance of meat out there. So they probably, who knows, they could be eating 9 to 10 pounds of meat. So maybe I'll experiment with that someday and see how far I can eat one day, how much meat.
When I used to have it, I was eating 6 pounds of meat a day routinely.
Wow. I didn't know that they put cilantro in Vietnamese food. Spanky just said that he likes it in Vietnamese food. Yeah, I can say honestly that now that I'm carnivore, I don't care for a lot of ethnic food.
That's nasty.
Taco bowls are different. I think if you put the fermented tomato like Rick just put down, maybe a little bit of red spice, red pepper in there, maybe hot sauce. I'm guilty of that.
What if I do make hot sauce? I ferment it. I get the Scotch bonnet and the habaneros.
Ooh.
All my friends love peppers. And some of the popular hot sauces, I know there's a Louisiana hot sauce. It's fermented in big barrels. So you can actually buy that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I believe Tabasco's the same way. They ferment it in barrels.
Right. A lot of that stuff, I mean, it's not carnivore, but I think it would be carnivore friendly because the amount of carbohydrates is basically nothing. The bacteria, they use it all up.
Correct. That's why they say even Kelly Hogan will put on Frank's on everything too, that's acceptable in her carnivore way of eating.
Is that fermented also?
I think so.
Yeah, there you go. And I've had big containers where I ferment everything together because everybody I know is a fanatic about spices and sauces. And if I eat that stuff raw, it tears me up. I get diarrhea and I get a blazing saddle from the experience. It's really bad. So I do the fermented route. Everybody loves it. They say it's great. It's mild, but it's got a flavor. The fermented stuff at first doesn't burn you, but then it starts to kick in, then it milds out. It's not so bad.
Both Anna and Alicia are talking about hot sauces here, Tabasco and Louisiana hot sauce, that they enjoy that. Sriracha, Spanky just brought that on his eggs. He said, yum. That's good. Yep.
I might have to do some fermented tomatoes and then try to cook that down to make a tomato paste or a sauce and make homemade ketchup with it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do, I don't even cook it. What I do, I push it through a screen and then use it as a sauce. It's not even cooked. Now it heats up when I put it on the meat. Like I did here, I was cooking the ground beef along with it and it did cook. But if I use it, I don't even bother to heat it up. Because it'll stay in a bottle. It'll stay there for weeks. It doesn't go bad.
I bet you used to do that, Donna, with your garden, with your tomatoes back in the day.
I didn't make hot sauce or anything. I don't like hot. I don't like any food. I only have black pepper and put on my husband's breakfast sandwiches when I make them.
Oh, this is really good.
Did you used to mill your tomatoes, Donna? Like
stuff tomatoes with tomato sauce and stuff. Yes,
right.
I did. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about making hot sauce.
No, yeah, like Rick's tomato sauce.
I just try to
making
get the skins and seeds out. I don't want seeds and skins in my
Yeah, the
tomato
middle take
paste.
the skins and seeds out.
Right. I had a big funnel back in the day when I used to can and milling it out, no seeds and no skin. It would just mill right out, and I would
But I
make my
love
own tomato
fake.
sauce. Mhm.
I mean, I know they say that nightshades are bad for you, but they don't bother me. And then I grow the little tiny ones that are wild. They grow everywhere here. No pesticides. You just throw the seeds and they sprout and spread everywhere. I have to show you what they look like. I got some I'm raising for seeds.
Oh, excellent. Good. Yeah, nowadays they say it's very important to keep those seeds because genetically modified. Look at Kelly was talking about that last week. Kelly, right? You will not eat watermelon that doesn't have seeds, correct?
Absolutely. I will not eat them because they've been genetically modified without the seeds. And you know that they resist a lot of your pesticides and the herbicides and stuff like that. So I won't eat them. I will eat them within season, and it either has to be what they call the sugar baby, which is an old school one, black diamond, or the crimson that has seeds in them. And the only time I buy them is around around August, September. But in the stores, I will not buy it because you will not see seeded watermelons in the stores anymore. You see mostly seedless. And the seedless ones are very flavorless, so they're disgusting.
Yeah, and the funny thing about the seedless watermelon, they make me sick. I literally get like throwing up. And they don't even taste good. It's just like sugar water. I used to grow watermelon for my parents, and I grew the big ones, the big long ones, the ones that have full of seeds. And you have fun. You sit there and you eat this thing and you spit the seeds all over the yard, and then they're sprouting up a few weeks later everywhere. But they have a good flavor and they don't bother me. So someone says, well, you can't eat the watermelon because you're on carnivore, so you can't take the sugar. But I'm sure there's plenty of sugar in the big long watermelons, but it doesn't bother me. Why is that?
No genetic modification, I would assume, like Kelly said. The traditional watermelon.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this thing has so many seeds in it. You sit there and go spit the seeds all over the yard. It's part of the fun.
Right.
But they take everything that's interesting out of the food. Even the oranges now don't even have seeds in them. You break open orange, there might be one or two seeds. The ones that grow in my yard, they got like 100 seeds in them.
And you use your oranges for marinating your duck, correct?
Yeah, the sour oranges.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'll do, I got a sour orange tree, and then I'll just juice all of them. And I'll put it into a pan, and I'll put the duck meat in there in the refrigerator and let that sit for a couple of days. And it keeps it from drying out, especially when you're frying it, because otherwise you'll have a piece of leather.
Yeah, Spanky just said, ice cold watermelon on a hot summer day, priceless. I remember the trucks that would come from down south with the big, long watermelons that they would sell at just adjacent to the freeways. Watermelon for $1 when I was a kid, and that was a big deal. Oh, can we get a watermelon? Let's get fresh watermelon. And they were really good back in the 60s.
And just think, hardly anybody was fat back then.
Right.
Eating those big old watermelons.
Mm-hmm. Somebody brought it up on somebody's chat that if you look back at the 50s and 60s beach shots, they're thinner laying around the beach, and nowadays they're Oompa Loompas laying around the beach.
Well, if you want to look back and see what people looked like in the 50s, all you got to do is look in this camera right here, and you'll see a real-life 1950s style person.
I love your intros. It just takes me back to the good old days, Rick. I love them.
Well, the thing is, it's like I tell everybody, we can bring the good old days back. If we don't waddle around and eat their duck food and follow the nonsense, the lies they tell us, we can bring them back. Because with modern technology, it's actually easier to bring that back. But it's just that people have been lied to. They think that downgrading your life is upgrading it. They've got everything backwards. Down is up is down. and so on. Oh, we're going to elevate your experience. We're going to feed you crap. We're going to make you live in a black, white, and gray box. And you think this is an improvement over what we had 50, 60 years ago.
I saw the Dr. Barry video yesterday he put out with this new virus, flu, whatever you want to call it, but we can't get all wrapped up in that anymore. We can't do it. And I don't think it would be wise to do what we did back in 2020 to bring back another virus today and shut down the economy. That would be wrong.
Well, here's the thing about that virus. That Hana virus has been around. And
Right.
so, I mean, why are we, I understand that this came on a cruise ship, someone brought it, and you had a whole bunch of people. Yeah, you're in this little tight miniature city on the water. And so, yeah, you're passing it around, but still, we can't do another 2020. That sucked.
You have to realize also that, like you said, you have all these people in one place, all getting the food from the same source, all living in the same space, and not going outside much. When you go outside, these bacteria and viruses, they go after each other. And they have something called bacteriophages, which are like the enemies of bacteria. And they have these virus, I forget what it's called. They're actually viruses that conflict with other ones. When you go out into an environment like in the woods, you always notice the plagues always happen in the cities. They always happen when you have groups of people with bad sanitation. This happened throughout history. When people are spread out all over the country, any virus that's very deadly will take out a few people and then it ends, because you can't spread the germs for a long distance. The most contagious viruses are the least deadly, and the most deadly are the least contagious because they kill so many people. It can't spread very far. But when you concentrate them in these cities, in these black, white, and gray concentrated human feeding operations, then you have a big disaster. It's always been that way. There's always going to be a new virus, but there's no virus that's going to take out the whole human population unless they stick everybody in 5-minute cities.
Yeah, I miss the city aspect of my friendships and all the friends I left behind in southeastern Wisconsin. I don't miss all the traffic and the riffraff and the crime in comparison living up in the North Woods. Total night and day difference. When I have to wait 3 minutes to cross Highway 40 for 7 vehicles, that's a big deal up here. People get mad about that. Go down to the city. You want to get mad? Sit in Miami traffic, Chicago traffic, LA traffic. It's crazy.
And the problem with the city is it's so boring. It is the most soulless, mind-numbing place you could ever imagine. You go there, what do you see? A bunch of stupid tall buildings with a bunch of boxes stacked on top of each other. They don't even try to make it nice anymore. The only nice building you'll find is something that's really old, that's probably just a museum. You got these ugly cars all over the place. They're all black, white, and gray, no chrome, piece of garbage. You have everything's blocked. You can't even see the sky. You got all these high rises like Sunny Isles. When I was a kid, it was all like a motel row where they had, it was kind of neat. But now it's just one gigantic high rise hell. And everyone there's a noise. There's like this constant of all the air conditioners running and all the traffic. And then all the beep, beep from trucks backing up and all the construction. It's like, who in the world wants to live there? And it's not like it's cheap. It costs you a small fortune to live in one of them stupid boxes. Millions of dollars so you can look out over an ocean.
Yeah, and this is the one thing about it. They always, and Bill, I'm going to say Mr. Gates is the big one, but he always says that, they're saying that cows produce a lot of the greenhouse gases. Well, if they're in the feedlot, yeah, but I guarantee you, the small town of my hometown with 589 people produces more greenhouse methane gas coming out of the sewer vents than a feedlot in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be sure downtown Miami produces more than all the feedlots combined. They got there's so much sewage down there, and the place smells like urine anyway. Miami is not a nice place. I don't care what anybody says. Half of it is abandoned because they're just waiting till they can build more high rises. What they do, they take the long-term businesses, they raise the rent so high until everybody goes out of business. Then they tear everything down and build a gigantic high rise. People run to it for about 5 to 10 years, and then it starts to empty out, and then it becomes obsolete, and then they build another one. It's just constant energy waste, and there's a lot of homeless people hanging around there, pooping on the street. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Go to downtown Miami. It's a dump. One of these days, when I get time, if I ever get time, I'll make a video from there. There's nothing great about it. This is not living.
It's just convenience and the buzz and the rent. If Kelly is saying a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,000 in Missouri, Miami, what is it, $4 grand a month?
At least, yeah.
Oh,
But the wages here are garbage. People here make so little money. It's shocking. Laborers only make $15 an hour to start. That's absolutely ridiculous in a place
Well,
like Miami.
Well, here's the thing. Even Missouri, even though our wages are our stuff, it's cheaper cost of living here, but still, for even with the cost of living, with everything's going up, gas is going up. I make probably $32 an hour as a maintenance supervisor, and to me that this inflation, I should be already making over 40. My tech makes 25. He should be making almost 30. And I mean, even minimum wage here in Missouri is now $15 an hour. And my opinion is, it's like everything is too low for the cost. And when I found out last year, and it wasn't just the company I worked for, it was across the board in Columbia. And sadly, Moberly's the same way. Rent is now like for a 1-bedroom. We call it classic, but to me, I call it a 1-bedroom. We're going to polish the turds, maybe a few little upgrades, and still, it's 577 square feet. It doesn't have central air. It has a window unit. $1,000. And if it's on the first floor, it has the vinyl planking. That adds more money. And our sister property it's the newest property, a 3-bedroom. I think now it's like $2,400. And it's like, no wonder people can't afford it. People are hard to pay their rent. And, there's a rule. If you don't pay your rent, get your money paid in full, even with all the late fees, you're going to the attorney. And it's like, well, no wonder people can't afford to live. And it sadly is with the market we have now. I'm very fortunate, but yeah, they may get the interest rates down, but the homes are so expensive that you can't even afford to buy one. The same home that I have, I believe they still make the same model. They have 3 different levels. Mine is the in-between model. In 2014, it was $79,800. It was 2,300 square foot. It was a 4-bedroom, a family room, a living room, a kitchen, dining room, 2 baths. It was $79,000. A manufactured home. That same home, $160,000 now.
ooh.
And just like Rick's truck, it was what, $12,000, $13,000 brand new back in 90, 91. My 94 that I missed, my dad bought it brand new. It was an XLT F-150 heavy half, $24,000. That same truck, if I buy it today for 2026, $50,000, $60,000, and it's like, it's ridiculous.
Right. My Denali would be 94,000 brand new today. I always get used because brand new is insanity pricing.
The problem
it's
is
ridiculous.
the central banks double the money supply every 10 years. That's why things go up so much. With technology, the prices should be going down. We should be able to buy a car for about $400 now. If you think about what a Model T cost before 1920 compared to today. Our money should be getting better, but it's getting weaker because they keep printing money and they want to reduce the value of the dollar by at least 2% every year. That's how they get paid. The parasites get money from inflation and we get screwed. And most people don't get it.
Anna just put that down. Man-made inflation.
Every time that these idiot central bankers want more money, they just tell the banks, hey, create more. That's why all these properties cost so much money, because anything financed by debt goes up like crazy. It's like college education. I knew people that they would work in the summer in construction and they'd pay for their entire college for the rest of the year. That's how it used to be done. Then they start financing with debt. Look at what happened. People would buy cars down here every 3 to 5 years. You could buy a brand new car for less than $3,000, which was about half of what the annual wage was. It was so, and then it was cheap to fix. And if you were a poor person like me, you could buy a used car really cheap for $100. I mean, it wasn't that hard to get. But now, with all the debt, the stupid central bank, the Federal Reserve is the worst of them. They keep printing more and more and more money. Every time they're ready to fail, they bail them out again. They're going to do the same thing all over again. I'm just wondering when the average person will say, look, I'm done with this. And they go there with the pitchforks and the torches and they go to that Federal Reserve and say, you guys are done. You're getting out of here or we're burning to the ground.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I agree completely. Everything back in my parents would say to us, if you want to buy a house, consider a third of all of your costs. A third goes to your mortgage or your rent. A third goes to your food. A third of your check goes to your insurance and your basic necessities and bills. That's how I grew up, dividing that. And I used to do the bill, saving dollar bills in envelopes back when I was learning about paying my debts off. But like Rick said, debt nowadays, no, it's not 36% interest.
The old lending standard used to be 3 times income. So the way that they would approve mortgages, whatever your annual income is for the family, they multiply that by 3. That's the maximum loan you could get. But they've re-engineered this thing with their financial engineering. I mean, look, they got car loans now that are 7 years. You couldn't get a car loan for more than 5 years, and that was stretching it. Everything, they're just trying to stretch it out more and more so they can just get, because they get money off the interest. What they do, they artificially lower the bond rates so nobody, in the old days you buy savings bonds. Now they're less than inflation. So they have to make up for it by screwing the public, by raising whatever the public pays. The rich people, they get a very low interest rate, but the poor people, they get screwed. Try borrowing money on a credit card and see what they do to you.
36% right now. I just saw it in a podcast not that long ago.
There you go. Whenever I had a credit card, you know what my balance always was? Zero. I paid it off every month. I used to love the credit card because Discover would give you 2% cash back on your purchases. So by using that credit card, I made money because I always paid it off. That's why I was one of the ones they call a deadbeat. And I had a credit score in the 800s. But people are tempted. See, the system is designed to tempt you. It's like the food. They tempt you with duck food. If you know it's garbage, you won't eat it. But most people, they've been trained. Oh, I like the taste of this. Oh, this is something new. I got to give it a try. And they eat this crap, and then they get used to it. And they don't realize they're getting fatter and fatter and fatter and unhealthier. And they blame it on, well, I'm getting old. You know, my parents had this problem and whatever. Like, no. And then they get addicted. They start driving. I got to have something to eat. You know, you're riding with these people. I'm going to get a bite to eat. You want something? I said, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to Wendy's. There's nothing there I can eat. I'm going to McDonald's. Like, McDiarrhea? No, thanks. Mm-hmm. I'm going to Burger King. Like, ugh. No. I can't eat there. But when they go with me, if somebody rides with me, I always bring plenty of food. But they look at me and they're like, what do you have to eat? I'm having burgers. Oh, burgers are good. And then it's like, where are we going to get the burgers? I said, I'm cooking them right now. What do you mean you're cooking them right now? Mm-hmm. I got them on the engine. Oh, I can't eat that. That's disgusting. You know, I'm driving burgers. Then, I'll try one. Where's the buns? I don't have buns. I'm eating burgers, not buns. You got to be kidding me. I know you. You'd cook an iguana on the engine. Yeah, I've cooked iguana on the engine. but they want these certain flavors. They got to have it. Oh, I got to go to Taco Bell. I got to get my burrito wrap or whatever the stupid thing is called. Like, why? I can make tacos right here on the engine. But it's like, I don't know. But then the neighbor gets a new car. Oh, my car's old. Yeah, but it runs. Yeah, but it's old. I got to get a new one. And it's going to cost how much? Oh, don't worry. I'll trade it in. And then they'll roll over the loan. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And they keep doing this. Or they lease the thing. And then they have to worry about getting too much mileage on it. I don't know. And the funny thing is, it's all crap. All these cars are ugly. I said, look, if I had the money, I still wouldn't buy one. The thing's a turd. It's black, white, and gray. It's got no chrome on it. It's big and bulky looking. It's ugly. I don't want it. I want what I have, but brand new. That's the thing. I'd like to have everything new, but I want it the style that I want it. I don't want the black, white, and gray minimalist style. I want it with the real style.
Yeah, real food, simple food. That's why people love Donna's recipes, for example. They love it. It's simple. It's real food. Don't you, Donna, you get constant raves about your food.
Yeah. Well, they don't have many ingredients in them. I love the meat scrambles, with the eggs. And it's pretty simple. But everything is delicious.
It's basic sustenance to me. All I need is to eat to sustain my life. Now I'm on a 3-day fast. I'm not hungry. I ate well yesterday, but I can typically, I know Rick calls it starvation, but I do it for religious reasons, the 40-day fast.
Yeah.
It's just easy to do this carnivore way of eating. Why should I make a lengthy hour lasagna when I can just take garlic and put it in with maybe a few fermented tomatoes like Rick does, put it in a bowl with ground beef, ta-da, lasagna in a bowl.
Funny
Maybe
you say lasagna. I was thinking that. I was thinking that's a process. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know how-
old-fashioned lasagna with the noodles and all that. No,
Yeah.
it's a process.
Yeah.
Have you ever had bacon lasagna?
No, but
You gotta
sounds
try it.
good. It sounds
Bacon
delicious.
lasagna is amazing. You will never want duck food lasagna again. You do the same thing, but you layer it with bacon.
Ooh,
I got
yum.
bacon.
It's delicious.
Raw bacon or cooked bacon?
You can make it full carnivore where you use ground beef and cheese and eggs, or you can put the fermented tomato sauce if you want with a few spices. It's still kind of carnivore,
Yeah.
but you get the bacon, and you can also do it with regular pork belly, but just cut it in strips and then you lay it on there. And when you bake it, it's not crunchy like bacon's usually crunchy. This is soft. It's just like the lasagna strips, but better. And the flavor is, it's so good. It's addictive. I warn you. Be careful.
I see you make that for us.
I'll have to. I just haven't had bacon. It's been expensive. I just recently got butter because it was on
I
sale.
can figure
I
it
don't-
out.
It's easy, and you can make small portions. You don't have to make a huge one. You can do it in those little pots you put in the oven. You can also use, if you have the air fryer or the convection oven, that does a really good job. I have the old-fashioned convection oven that's round. It's like the 1980s version of an air fryer. I used to make that. Even my mom, who is not carnivore, loved bacon lasagna. I think it's irresistible. And when you cut it, it's cheesy and it's nice and steamy. I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
Layering ground beef, bacon, sauce, cheese.
Yep.
And then bacon.
It's so easy. You're going to be impressed. You think, why didn't I do this before? But again, I did it because I wanted to get a heart attack. I was like, how can I make lasagna really unhealthy? I thought, well, we'll just get rid of the pasta. We'll replace it with some meat. And I go, wait a minute. Bacon might work. Because, bacon is a killer. They always said bacon is going to kill you.
Yeah, and I like the
I have all
individual.
that. I got ground beef can downstairs. I got my own tomato sauce that I haven't been using. And cheese. I got a refrigerator full of that.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, you don't even have to use a tomato sauce. You could do just cheese and ground beef. I've done that too. It makes like a big slab. But if you want You want a lasagna that appeals to more people? Make the fermented tomato, or you can make regular tomato sauce. But for me, I got all those little teeny tomatoes. I get tons of them. I get 5-gallon buckets full when I pick them. And they go bad if I don't find a way to preserve them. I get salt water. I put them in there, and they're sitting on the countertop sometimes for months.
I think
I saw them on the video you just showed us, Rick.
Mm-hmm. That's it. They're amazing. And they grow like weeds. I'll have to start sending people seeds. They're called Everglades tomatoes. They're basically native here. They just sprout up and all.
Meat was
Hmm?
rich carnivore lasagna.
Yeah.
I will.
I never realized that I was that much of a chef. But the more I look around, a lot of the things I made, people are making something similar. But I did it because it's easy and it's deadly. That was the whole thing.
I
Got to
never
get that heart attack.
idea, except from you just now. So I will name it after you.
There
That's
you go.
something too with the big influencers that are coming on, and coming up with these cookbooks. Let's just say Courtney Luna, because she has a cookbook, for example.
Who's
And
that?
then, Courtney Luna, she's a influencer. She just went to Meat Stock. Everybody knows her because
Is that like lunatic or something?
right, like the moon, Luna, Luna, right.
I never heard of a Courtney Luna.
Yep, she's big on Instagram. She does YouTube with her husband. She left California and now she's traveling. They no longer have a house, so they're doing this all in their van, children.
Okay.
And
Maybe
she has
I'll
the,
run it by you, Rick. I'll show you first on your on Saturday morning.
when you see these influencers coming up with these recipes, like Rick just said, for example, I can go back in my diary, in my YouTube collection, and see a couple years ago when I made the personalized lasagnas, like Rick is referring to. And I did use sparingly tomato sauce and ground beef and cheese, and I just layered it. Maria Emmert has one where she layers it with turkey, I think, or layered chicken as noodles instead. But I've been doing that for years. I've got a YouTube channel that shows my carnivore lasagna
Right.
in individual ramekins. It's so easy. I no longer do the 9x13 big production of lasagna with noodles. Forget about it. It's easier, Donna. Once you make it, and I'd probably have to look and then send you the recipe.
No, I just never thought of bacon lasagna before.
Bacon lasagna? Me either.
Awesome.
Let's call it Rick's Breakfast Bacon Lasagna. That's what we'll call it.
Okay.
Well, the neat thing is, like I said, the bacon stays soft. It's like noodles.
Kind of want to get on that.
Heart attack lasagna.
Yes. Heart attack breakfast lasagna.
The problem is that people are criticizing me because they're saying I'm not getting the heart attack that Rick promised me.
Anna just mentioned that before. She said, Rick is right. We need a Rick rant man. Barry, get on it, Barry. Make a Rick rant man. Do we have one of those, Rick? Yes.
I haven't seen one.
We need one.
The problem is that my rants are about all different things. You know who I hate the most is the central bankers.
But I find it as common sense. I think Rick is saying exactly what I think. A lot of people don't listen to common sense, though. That's the problem. It's common sense what you speak of.
The problem is a lot of people look to the people that are what they want to be. They see somebody who has a lot of stuff, maybe has a lot of money, and they go, I want to be like this person. But what I try to tell them is that person is a parasite. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are. And if you want to be around them, they're going to take advantage of you. You want to be around somebody who creates things and brings people together. And that's a good thing because, you know, a lot of times people are self-destructive. People that are normally productive, they fall into things like alcohol and drugs and duck food, which I never knew until recently is like a drug to some people. But I never thought about it. It's like you never thought about putting bacon in lasagna. I never realized that a lot of these people are actually addicted to duck food. I always thought they're just hungry because like now, okay, I had my morning live stream. I wanted to go outside and work on the truck. My energy level was 0. I came in the house and I fell asleep under the air conditioner for about 10, 15 minutes. And then I woke up. I said, man, what is wrong with you, Rick? You got no energy. And then I think about the people I know. They drink energy drinks constantly. Oh, I got to have a Red Bull. Oh, I got to have Monster or whatever. But then you know what Rick does to get energy? I eat. So I thought, let me go ahead and put the food in there. And the funny thing is, you could see while I was doing my live stream, I was starting to yawn because I was getting tired. My energy level was going down. Now that I've been eating, it's going back up again. And I'll go out there and tackle that truck and get that done with. But normal people, that's what they probably go through all day. They're probably on a sugar roller coaster. They're going like this. And they'll eat the duck food, and then 2 hours later, they're hungry. I don't get hungry. My energy just goes down. But I've never really been hungry. All right.
I'm sorry that I have some roast beef left over. I can get on that bacon lasagna tonight. I got to finish off the roast beef.
I'm going to have more of that taco meat. This stuff came out really good for something that came out of a refrigerator from 6 years ago. It's great. I don't know how this tastes so good. I thought it would be awful.
When we were talking about the animal gases and all that in the city, when we lived in Milwaukee, they had a product called Milorganite. And I don't know if you've heard of it.
It's made from sewage. It's a fertilizer.
It's made from the sewage, and it works phenomenal on your lawn. But they sold it in Milwaukee from the sewage system.
I have a home version on a small scale, as you know. I make my own.
Yeah.
Rick's fertilizer. I have my poop gas tank, and when I dump that out, that goes on the banana plants. Nobody else has 30-foot tall banana plants.
Ooh. Now, Mason just talked about she likes the chaffle as a burger bun, individual pizza, sandwiches, so easy, bacon, egg, and cheese chaffle. And then if you have the egg where it's still a little bit runny and it's like a gravy, it's phenomenal. Yum. I can fast and talk about food and not go hungry, but it sounds phenomenal.
Well, I'm going to have more because when I don't eat like I normally do, my energy level starts to go down. My motivation goes down. So I have to charge up with more meat, and then I'll be good for another few hours. I can't do that fasting.
Would you say, Rick, that you have more protein or more fat in your diet? What's your lever?
I think it's more fat than anything. Because when I cook my meats, they're usually cooked in a pot, so the fat doesn't run off. I buy the cheapest ground beef, which is the 7327. When I fry, I use lard or tallow. At least half of my diet is fat. I eat a very high-fat diet.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. And it works for me when I was eating more protein, trying to take care of my hip, thinking that would be good, higher protein. I just stalled in my diet. I boosted up the fat last week and bam, I lost 2 pounds just by eating more fat for my body. Now, when I was 363 pounds, well, then my body had a lot of fat that needed to be used first. So that made sense to eat off the body fat first.
And the other thing, too, is I do a lot of physical work, lifting heavy things and moving around. I probably have a higher energy demand than the average person.
Drew, what were you saying, Donna?
I said I run races without carbs at all. I'm totally fat adapted.
Have you seen me on my bike?
Right.
I know. You ride and ride and ride.
No water, no food for hours.
Oh, I do take water when I run.
I don't even take water. And this is hot down here. But see, this is my technique. My technique is to eat a lot. I would eat a heart attack burger and then work after that and work late into the afternoon. And then I'd come home and I'd eat just a little bit before bed. I like to eat large amounts of food, and then it gives me that energy I need for a long time.
I'm surprised though, Kelly, with your lifestyle that your daughter doesn't want to glom onto that, because if that's all you have, has she ever just tried eating just only meat?
I'm sure she has tried some of my recipes and she likes them, but I think a lot of it is the peer pressure at school. And I don't. And the other part is the addiction of the sugar. Don't want to give up the sugary drinks like the sodas and stuff like that. That's the other thing. And my oldest daughter, well, she don't live with me. She lives back with her mom in Windsor, Missouri, down south of here. She definitely ain't gonna do that diet. Now my mom does the low carb diet. She won't do. She can't. She says I just can't do the carnivore diet. And I said, well, don't do the carnivore diet. Do a clean keto diet. If you want to add a little bit of fermented vegetables in it, maybe low carb strawberries or like cooked cauliflower or broccoli, go for it. Just stay away from all that other stuff and the breads and stuff like that, which my mom hadn't kind of gave up the breads yet. But I said, don't even dare to even get that keto bread, because it doesn't, just because it says keto, it's not keto. That is just, it's just a sell item. And I don't know why they call it keto. There's no low carb in it. It's all high carb.
Right, true. All those ingredients, the litany, the list is so huge. Filler, duck food, filler. Even King Arthur brand. Have you seen that, Donna? In the King Arthur brand of flour, there's a keto version.
No, I haven't noticed.
I saw a video with the keto twins, the two ladies that are in their 40s from Chicago.
Yeah.
They just did a recipe experiment. I still watch the experiments, because if I have guests come to my house, I'll feed them keto, but they don't realize it.
Yeah.
Because they won't eat, like Rick was saying, they won't eat hamburgers just with their paws like I would. Or they want, what are the side dishes? Okay, we're having a porterhouse steak and our side is going to be shrimp scampi. That's it. We're not having a salad. We're not having garlic bread. We're not going to have dessert. Oh, maybe I'll make an egg yolk flan, maybe with some vanilla, maybe. And that seems to go over okay. But for those people, you have to put down a little sweetener in theirs. Maybe.
Yeah. I put vanilla in a few things, ice cream and stuff, but I make my own. Time it lasts forever.
Oh, right. Yeah, nothing like homemade vanilla bean. Delicious.
Vanilla beans and vodka.
Right. I still have liquor in the cabinet that we brought from Milwaukee for guests or whatever, because we don't drink. I don't think liquor goes bad. I think if it goes bad, it's because you have sugar in it and it's opened. But we don't drink alcohol, period.
No.
I got so many bottles of alcohol from cleanouts, it's shocking.
I bet. Yeah.
I give it away when I can, but I don't drink it. Stuff's nasty.
Nope, I use it for. That's it. And I buy the cheapest vodka you can get to make it with, and I let it set for a whole year.
Right.
I quit drinking any kind of alcohol about 5 years ago, and it was just for other reasons. Because when you see it and watch people, including my wife, get drunk, and that's all we do is go and have drunk, go around and get drunk. That's not my fun anymore, and I got tired of it, and I'm like, I'm not going to be part of this. And that was also as I was growing my faith more as well. I'm like, I don't want to be part of this. All I see is just drunk. We go every weekend, and that's all we do is drink. No, I'm done. And I got tired of it, and that's why I have nothing to do with alcohol and hadn't touched it since 2022.
I have just as much fun of a time here on YouTube with you all, and crack up and laugh, and no stimulation. I don't need alcohol. I don't need smoking. I used to do cigarettes. I need none of those stimulation whatsoever. Just give me a good joke and some good friends. I have my 12 ounces of coffee in here today, one coffee experience during the fast. I don't need any stimulants to make me wake up, liven up. No.
Yeah.
Nope. I drink 2 cups of coffee every morning, but it's with cream, except for I stopped on the way home. I stopped at another grocery store. I usually stop in Columbia. They have the same grocery store, but they have the good heavy cream. It says cream on it. Well, I stopped, I took a different route from coming home from St. Louis, same grocery store. They didn't have it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just get a small thing of half and half, until I read they had some other added ingredient. I'm like, really? Why do we need to put additives in it? It's milk and cream. That should be half and half. Why we're adding this dilucilide sodium, whatever? Like, what the heck? I'm not going to get it. I'm like, I'll just put it in. I said, I got some half and half little cream cup. I did that this morning. I looked and I saw it had more ingredients in it. I'm like, garbage. I'm like, I will just do butter until I can get me some good heavy whipping cream.
Yeah, Donna's got me intrigued on that butter ice cream, boy. Butter and egg yolks. I've got to try. Well,
Go
I'm not
to my
passionate.
channel and look in my YouTube playlist. You go to a playlist and it's in there.
Okay, will do. Yeah, carrageenan,
I'll
they
make
say the additive in cream is supposed to mess with your gut biome. Carrageenan.
And that's the thing about the carrageenan and whatever else. I watched Liz Black Box Morning. She has a great video on it. Why we are being robbed. Why the cream is, the regular store bought and cream is cheaper than your good heavy whipping cream. And I'm like, this is a great video, Liz. And I'm like, it made me sick. And I threw away my cream after she explained very well, because she worked in that field and she knows all that stuff. And when she explained it very well, I just threw it away. I'm like, how much is this cream and how much is actually filler in this versus the other? And I'm like, I'm done with this crap. So I'm like, I'll spend a little extra money to get cream, and it's a local where I get my cream at is actually comes locally. And I thought about getting the raw cream. There is a dairy farm west of Columbia that sells raw dairy that you can go to the farm and buy it. And I thought about just getting the heavy whipping cream because it's same price as you buy it in the store or you order it, because I know they advertise that raw dairy or the raw dairy, but all your influencers, they make money. I'm like, I'm not going to spend tons of money just to get stuff, raw stuff that costs a lot of money. I'll get it. I'll support my local stuff here before I, from another state.
Correct. Yep, I hear you.
Perhaps I'll make
Or I'll
some
just
of
go
that
to the Amish.
after I have bacon lasagna. Have the ice cream for dessert.
Mhm.
Which I never do, but why not?
It sounds delicious.
What, the ice cream?
Ice cream and the bacon lasagna, the heart attack
We have it.
breakfast lasagna.
My husband will. Well, we both eat it, but I don't make it all the time. But I'm gonna get after that bacon lasagna though, right away. After I gotta eat this little beef tonight, but tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll have it for my birthday on my live stream.
Perfect right there.
Hey, Rick.
Do you make oopsie cake, Donna?
I never have. No. Somebody suggested I make myself one, but I don't know. I like meat.
It's egg yolks, egg whites, separate whipping, of course, and then folding it in.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, very, very easy. And I don't put any sweetener in because to me, the cream tastes sweet in itself. Just sweet, heavy whipping cream without carrageenan.
I think I will make that. I'm going away on the night before my birthday. Coming back on my birthday, I'm making it, and I'll have it all ready for my live stream. The lasagna, if it comes out right. Doesn't, you'll never see it until I discuss it with Rick more. No, it sounds simple enough. I'm sure I can do it.
Mm-hmm. I just can't myself, knowing that I still have the old Cuisinart ice cream maker. I just can't justify that 300 some odd dollar expenditure of the Ninja. That's just me. I'd rather have $300 worth of meat and make my old fashioned ice cream.
Yeah. We'll have the grandkids and stuff, you know.
True. Good point. Very good. Yeah.
And the husband. Where'd he go?
Yeah, Rick, where'd you go? He probably, Milton probably kicked his plug out.
Oh, probably. Right. Yeah. Granddaughter did. Yeah.
There he is. Was it Milton? Rick is shaking his head.
What happened?
No volume, Rick.
Muted.
You're muted. Nothing yet, Rick. Oh, no camera now, Rick. Boy, Milton did a doozy now, boy. Milton, what'd you do? There you go.
Oh, Milton, you don't give up, do you?
It was me.
That's the kind of help I get around here.
Jen is on right now, and she says she uses evaporated milk. That's got way too many carbs for. It's not a carnivore. I don't think Jen is a carnivore though.
Who's Jen?
Jen, we see her a lot on Barbara's channel.
Oh.
She's new to this YouTube space. She's been doing a little shorts here and there. Nice lady.
Jabber Jen.
Jabber Jen, right?
Oh,
She was on my
I
live
didn't
stream.
know her.
Yeah, she said no, not really. No carnivore. Yeah, I am probably more than likely going to see my church service today at 5:00, which means I'll be off of YouTube in an hour or so to head down to Eau Claire. I'll do 5:00 service and then
Hey.
sleep in tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I got to go back work on my truck, but it's so hot.
Yeah.
Eat dinner. I'm going to get off now, Jerry, anyway.
It was so good to have you, Donna. It was good. You look very cool and relaxed. Is it cool right now up in Maine? What's your temperature in Maine?
Yeah, it's cold. It's, let me see. My watch will tell me 48.
Wow. Rick,
And it's
wouldn't
raining.
you die? Rick would die for 48 degrees.
Yeah, he would.
I mean, love it is what I mean.
I would die
I don't think we've ever had 48 degrees for a daytime temperature.
70, 65 even.
Ivy just said you can make your own
Yeah.
cold cream by whipping up a stick of butter and some milk. Ivy seems to be very resourceful as well. I enjoy her content. Ivy
Mhm.
Rennett. Yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this format of YouTubing. I like it. I like it on a round table, or in our case, it's a square table. We're all
Well,
here to square,
This is only the third time
Brady
I've been
Bunch.
on the channel. So,
right?
but I am going to go make dinner now because I don't want to eat too late. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, we enjoyed having you. Thank you so much. And I will be there on Friday at work listening to your birthday party.
okay, hopefully I'll be eating some lasagna.
Excellent.
It's good. I warn you.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that recipe coming next. You know what'll be next.
All right, bye-bye. I got to figure out a way to get out of here.
Bye, Donna.
Bye.
There we go. And then there were 3. I just can't imagine 90 some degrees all week.
It's
Like-
normal here. 6 months out of the year is rough. But nobody goes outside. They're all inside.
Wow.
I tell everyone we get our best weather when the days are the shortest, and up north they get the best weather when the days are the longest.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what it's getting ready to be here. They talked about in the next, because we had decent weather where it was cool, and we this week, like Tuesday and Wednesday was unusual. Of course, my mom, or like the old timers said here, they call it blackberry winter. I don't know why they call it blackberry winter, but usually in May it gets a little cooler. But this is the first time probably in 30 years I've noticed it was this cool. 50 degrees. And I think on the way home, it rained. Like Tuesday on the way home, it got to 43 on my car. And I'm like, holy cow, this is too cold here. But here in the next week or two, we're going to go from 70s, 80s, and possibly 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage of it while we can, just because we came out of that deep freezing winter ice. It was bad this year, ice wise, cold wise.
And now they're talking about we're supposed to have this super El Nino, which is going to reverse everything that we had that up north. We didn't have as a cold winter. We had probably maybe an average winter. We even had below snow here. Maybe one time we had probably when they had that big winter spell, they had the ice down south that went through Texas and Tennessee, Georgia, parts of Georgia, and up to the Northeast. And we had snow, but y'all had the blustery Arctic blast up north. But it's still, we didn't have much of a winter here in Missouri. But this winter is going to be probably a little milder and drier because we're going to the super El Nino, which it drives all the rain to the south. So Texas and the south and Florida is supposed to get wet this winter.
Ooh.
And they're saying super El Nino. And I'm like, well, what the heck is a super El Nino?
I want to hear Rick's interpretation of the weather. What do you think, Rick? I'm thinking cloud seeding, weather manipulation. What's your thoughts?
Weather goes in cycles. Sometimes it goes through dry periods, sometimes wet periods, hot, cold. Really, it comes down to the circulation of the ocean. I think the biggest problem we have here is that probably because of just some pole shifts in the earth, or maybe, I don't know what's causing it, but the currents are not bringing as much warm water up north. And I think a lot of the cold water that would come this way is not coming this way. So we're ending up with high pressure over the ocean here, which tends to bring the air around to us, and then that pushes air up into the middle of the country. So I think it's just a matter of cycles. I don't think that the governments of the world have enough power to really change anything. No one's ever shown me enough evidence that they could. But what they do try to manipulate things on a short-term basis. How much success they have is hard to say, but it's convenient. You can always blame everything on a climate change, and that gives them more power to control people. And the other thing too, since they're concentrating people in dangerous areas like South Florida or California, it's only a matter of time before there's a natural disaster that'll get people all riled up and maybe listening to some of the agenda that they have that they're pushing.
That's like the super bugs, the super flus, and when people speak of Bill Gates in weather manipulation or just whacked out theories, is it really happening to nature, or is this, like, sometimes I say it's God? It's the end times kind of thing. We're living in Revelation time.
That's true. Could be anything. And there's nothing that gets people's attention more than a disaster. I think we've been pretty lucky avoiding major disasters for a long time. The major earthquake in California is way overdue. Miami hasn't been hit by a hurricane in 100 years, a major one. We keep getting these little Category 1 storms, which is no big deal, but the last Category 4 or higher was in 26, and they built a bunch of high rises in the way. So there's just so much potential disaster. People living in flood zones, people are living along the coast. Look at what happened with New Orleans when the levee broke. That got flooded out, and that wasn't even during the storm. It was afterwards. So they're just setting up people for disaster. Plus, they got wars all over the world. They create their own environmental disaster. And it's like the food system. They've been pushing yield for so long, they've got the food system stretched. They don't have enough farmland, really. A lot of farmland has been lost over the years, and they've made up for it by manipulating the system with fertilizers and genetic engineering and all this other stuff. When the system does break down, it's going to be a big catastrophe. And of course, the people at the top are going to be waiting right there with a solution, which means you get less choice and you're going to end up eating duck food and waddling around.
Yeah. Yeah, we can say, okay, I don't want the duck food, but if it's a matter of survival, are people going to run to get the Kraft mac and cheese, or are they going to be eating berries off the side of the road kind of thing?
That's right. They'll be eating tree bark or whatever they can get their hands on.
Like Yule Gibbons, right?
Yeah, right. That's why it's a good idea for people to learn about survival today. And because the system, I don't think it's possible for people to destroy the system if they take it head on. Systems fall apart because they can no longer support themselves. It gets to the point where they run out of energy, they run out of food, people become desperate. And because the thing is, the people at the top don't have any control directly of the people at the bottom. They have to use other people to get the control. They're not going to do it themselves. Bill Gates and all these billionaires, whoever they are, they're not going to go out there and force the people to do anything because there's a lot more of us than there are of them. They used institutions that are made of people like us. And when those people are hungry and angry too, the game's over.
Yeah.
They have to use the military. All the military are basically poor people. They're hungry too. What are they going to do? They're not going to fight their war.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Now, Ivy posted something, and I don't know the pronunciation of what she posted here. Democide? Maybe you know, Rick, if you can read that. Democide?
Yeah. That's, it's like people, what's like the word demo from democracy, and side, getting rid of something. It's basically a form of where people self-destruct with the systems that they have.
Got it. I comprehend. I get you, Ivy. I get you. Like a Latin term of.
And then, what do they call that? Kakistocracy is when you're ruled by the least qualified, and then kleptocracy is what we have, where you're ruled by the corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of terms for what we're dealing with.
And when people will blame Trump about it, and it's his fault that this is that way, or they blamed George Bush about it, every time, every president, everything is not better. Or when Trump's done, if a Democrat comes in, they change everything that Trump did and bring their own. And this vicious cycle continues on and on. You just can't trust. People just have to use common sense and think with their brains and not with the party.
But the thing is that the bad things that they make happen are never fully reversed. So let's say the Democrats open up the borders and let in a bunch of illegals. They're never going to get rid of all of them. So you're always going to have a few left. Let's say the Republicans give big business some special breaks or some kind of corruption. Then the other group will try to reverse some of it, but that they can never turn it back to what it was. the good things that we have are eroded away slowly. It's like a back and forth, but the direction is always down. So you're going up and down, but every time you do it, you're still going down. And that's the way the system works. As the system gets more and more top heavy, the people at the bottom get less and less until eventually there's a breakdown. Then you're going to have either civil war or some kind of world war. That's how they do it. It happens routinely. It's been that way for centuries. Revolutionary War, War of 1812, Civil War, World War I, World War II. Then you have all these losing wars, Korea, Vietnam, what is the other one? Afghanistan, and I mean, all this crap. War is the banker's best friend. That allows them, it creates demand for their debt.
True. They say war is good for the economy. That's true.
War is good for the bankers, is bad for the average person.
Right. Yeah, our family comes from the Blue Dog Democrats of the 60s. And as the family kept getting older, I mean, granted, the family members are slowly dying off on my side. They've died to the end believing in the Democrat way, but the Democrats have changed drastically. It's not the JFKs of back in the day. It's totally different. It's a militia. It's just crazy people in New York City giving away free food. That doesn't even make sense. $3,000 a square foot to live in New York City, to own a house. $3,000 a square foot is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate prices.
Yeah, it is. But again, it's all because of that debt-based economy. You have the Wall Street funny money floating around. It's a broken system that will eventually fail. The thing is, the goal is for them to extend it as far as possible. The longer they can extend it, the longer they can extract. That's it.
Right. Anna just brought up another point that her father and her grandfather had taught her, as you know, Rick, the basic survival skills. She's broken down and processed a full deer with a pocket knife. Simple things that we may end up resorting back to if things get really rough. I may end up eating squirrel if I have to in the middle of a forest. I wouldn't be the type of person to grow anything, but that's just me. Up here, we have very sandy conditions.
Let's see. Charger move far. Oh. Okay. I see a comment there. It looks like also, I think at 4 o'clock, doesn't Thomas have a live as well?
I don't know. On Saturdays? I don't know.
Usually has one at 4.
Let me check on my. Let's see, Thomas, where are you? Oh my goodness. That's not working. Target Prime Rib. No, he entered a video 4 hours ago, but I don't see a live for him right now for Target.
Coach Laura. Okay. He's on with Coach Laura.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, Laura Lynch. Okay, for watching. Oh boy, that means we probably need to get off and join his live. I would think if only 4 people are watching. It's 3:07. Thank you for that reminder, Rick. Yeah, I respect that because I'd like to not step on people either. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming on. Rick, Kelly, Jen, I was waiting for you to come on. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Let's head on over to Chewing the Fat with Laura Lynch. May 9th. It's happening right now, and only 4 people are watching. So let's make a mad rush, and then I'm going to drive over to church. I will see you guys in the streams during the week. Hugs and kisses. Best wishes. Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.